What's up, everyone? This is Arnaldo, aka Mad Dog, and this is going to be the real episode 131 of GG's The Mouthful podcast.
Yeah, there you go.
Thank you so much. Well done, sir.
That came out a little rough.
A little raspy. Yeah, it's not my fault, sir. I got to say that lasagna was really good.
The lasagna was great.
Really good.
But that's what it does,
and
though.
I'm falling asleep now. Let me tell you. It is the worst. Carb overload.
What a way. Yes. Oh, my goodness. And we just kept serving on and serving on.
We should have stopped at like serving 3.
Yeah.
Oh, man. That voice, of course, is Mr. David Santos, a.k.a. Dream Twister.
How's it going, everybody?
Thank you so much. And I want to quickly tell you guys that I need you to go to this little website called goodgame.tech. I need you to join the conversation there. Just ask to join. We will let you in. It is.
I know, right? It's not. It's what you call what you call it when you got to give the password. It's not Speak Easy.
It's not. Oh,
all right,
it's
Speak Easy. Okay, it's Speak Easy. You know, so you got to give the password. The password is.
No, I got you. The password is New England Clam Chowder.
There you go. New England Clam Chowder.
As long as you give this password, guys, we will let you in.
We will let you in, exactly. If not, don't bother. The subscribe button is not going to work for you.
Exactly. Also, guys, if you're listening to this on any of the podcast services and, of course, YouTube, please like, subscribe, share the podcast with everyone. What we normally do, if it's your first time, is we go into what we have been up to, move on to some news items, and then finally finish with our hot topic of the week. Hot topic this week, guys, it's all about the scary games.
Buque
susto, indeed. Indeed, my friend.
Spooky. I mean, it's October. What else are we going to do?
Exactly, man.
Exactly.
I don't know about you, man, but I'm kind of down with scary games.
I could. Well, you're kind of playing a scary long one. Well, we're going to get to that in a second. Yeah,
that's true.
Actually, if I might suggest this time we start with me, just so I could get the shit out of the way.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And then,
okay. So we're going to start the show with Mr. David Santos. He's going to tell us what he's been up to. Sir, what the hell you been doing?
Not much, man.
All right, moving on. So I have no.
I try to sit down to watch, to watch a movie. Ant-Man was on sale last week. And by the time I decided to finally sit down with my wife and actually watch it, the sale had already passed. And we were like, it's going to be too late anyway, so that's fine. And I had all the intention of watching Ant-Man and the Wasp, but I didn't. So yeah, I can't talk about that. But you saw it, so hopefully you give us some input and if I should spend $6 or whatever the hell Amazon Prime is charging for the rentals.
I believe
now.
It's I think
for $3 more you can buy it, but if you want,
pretty much,
yeah. No, but what else? In reality, I haven't been doing much, actually. I've been having a good time, putting, not putting together, but more like tuning my PC and overclocking and doing that stuff that only I understand. And right now your eyes are glazing what the hell,
So basically you've been doing nothing, is what you're saying.
So in other words, it's like, okay, so you have a gaming PC for what exactly?
You've been sitting here twiddling your thumbs, doing nothing. Okay.
No, exactly.
Makes perfect sense.
But I did play a little bit more of Call of Duty.
Oh, okay.
Call of Duty Black Ops, or...
Yeah,
Black Ops 4. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, I'm getting confused with because the name of the
mode,
the mode is called Blackout. Yeah, and evidently that mode is going very well with people that are playing it. People are loving it. People are saying high things about it, and unexpected in a way because the shooting of it's a feel good shooter already in the trendy mode that everybody's playing right now, which is the battle royale, and this one, even though to me it's still it's fine. Honestly, it's probably better in my opinion than what I've seen, PUBG and Fortnite do. Well, I don't know about Fortnite. Fortnite does it so different because Fortnite is more cartoony. Mm-hmm. Fortnite is more just forget it's
Yeah,
fun.
it's a party.
System
Yeah,
shit.
yeah, that's all it is.
Exactly. You know,
Fortnite's
man,
a
it's a
party.
party. It's a party. Yeah. So it's not like PUBG, which is what happened? Which is a little bit more of a serious tone. But I can see, the difference between this between Call of Duty and a PUBG or Fortnite is you can compare it with Fortnite because Fortnite is free.
Yeah,
You can play it right now.
absolutely,
And then what in my eyes I see as a mistake, but in reality it's not really a mistake because it's making them gajillions of dollars. This is a $60 product through it.
Does it feel like a $60 product? Does it feel like it earns that $60 price tag?
For the people that enjoy it, yes.
You, I'm asking for you.
Well, for me,
Yeah.
I miss that single player.
Okay.
I miss that single player.
So $40 would have been a better.
$40 would have been that. Yes, I would say, and I think even the high reviews that I've seen, the one that scored good, they still say this product would have been $40. This would have been amazing. This will be great. But of course, it's Activision. That's not gonna happen.
No.
So, but like I was saying, the polish is there to where this could become a really, really good. Like if you're a fan of battle royales and you're wondering if you should get on it, yeah, okay, you should do it. No doubt, it's a good battle royale. It has the backing of it being Triple A title.
Triple A.
So it's gonna get supported, and you're gonna get marketed up the ass. Right now, the market's not open just yet, but that's coming, and of course, the only problem that I have with that mode, however, in the Call of Duty, is that you progress ridiculously slow when on that particular mode.
Progressing,
so, as in what? Leveling up.
Okay, there's leveling. Oh, I guess that's
there's
true.
progression.
The other way.
Yeah. Okay. So let's put it this way: you could play a whole game and not progress at all because no matter how long you stood on the map, you got killed and you didn't score any hits. So that in itself, like if you're playing it and you like the fast progression of a Fortnite or a PUBG, even though I don't recall, I haven't played PUBG in such a long time. I don't recall how fast that was. Yeah, it feels like I feel like they should tweak that, make it a little bit more engaging. Or I don't know if they're expecting that Call of Duty players tend to already be so engaged in the game. They tend to spend so many hours that the slow pace is fine. They don't mind it because they know they're going to spend 60 hours, 80 hours, hundreds of hours just, tuning it in. Or
maybe Activision will introduce a doubler.
The doubler. Oh, yeah. That's coming, babe. That's coming. That's happening. Come on.
I don't want to throw them I don't want to throw that on them to say that this is what Activision do, but
this is what Activision do.
That's
happening.
It's coming.
Dude.
That's exactly how they sound. Guys, we got to get this
Exactly. With that voice also.
Yeah, exactly. Real nefarious.
No, man. My first experience with it, it was kind of familiar in the sense of, what a PUBG game plays like, a battle royale. Yeah. I think I'm comparing it more with PUBG and not trying to do it on purpose, but because you don't build and do crazy shit like you do in Fortnite.
Yeah, definitely.
This one, I feel the closest comparison will be that. And it works. It worked surprisingly well. I got one kill.
There you go.
And but the whole time that I was like moving around between cover and the circle closing and you moving and doing all that, it's a battle royale. It works. The graphics are pretty. And the gunplay feels nice. Although I should say they still have a little bit of work to do with the netcode, I feel, because
I was just gonna ask you that.
Yeah. Because I think those servers might be straining a little bit under the having so many players on them, 100. I think they say that you get 100 players, but I think the feature server is the one that will hold up to 100, and then all the other servers they hold like 80 players. I think that's that's how it is, if I recall.
So this is I'm not to bring news in here, but since we're talking about it, I want to kind of bring it up. This is from Eurogamer, and they had mentioned reports that Black Ops 4 server rates are a third of what they were in the beta. So what that basically means is players found that multiplayer server send rate had dropped from 60 hertz available to 20 in the current version of the game. And obviously that's been affecting the multiplayer.
That could be affecting a lot because what you might not
do you
see,
notice this?
See,
could that be what it is?
The problem is this being my literal first experience with a Call of Duty multiplayer. I have no sense of like I recall playing Titanfall 2, which is like the closest thing I would say that I played to Call of Duty. Like definitely feels a lot not smoother because it's not like you see lag.
No, yeah,
it's just the feel of, hey man, this shot should have connected.
Correct.
This shot should have hit.
I've heard the article that I have, which I guess I'll share with the group. I already sent out to Gilberto, Chaos Reaper, because he was like, how in the hell am I not hitting him? And even worse, he goes, how the hell did they hit me? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, maybe this is what it is. You know what I mean? And some of the reports had it that you duck under cover and you still get hit even though you're behind cover, and it's because the server hasn't realized that you're in cover yet. Yeah. So it's like, ooh, that sucks, bro.
It is.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. And it also, it's depending on the mode, because I don't notice that when I'm playing the regular multiplayer. I experience that playing the Blackout, the Blackout mode. I'm not ready to pass judgment on it or saying anything. Also, I'm not a huge battle royale guy. I enjoy them if I play with people, but so far I've only been playing with by myself. And
to be fair,
PC.
I don't want to just paint a poor picture of it. Treyarch has addressed it, and they are working on it. It's not like they're not doing nothing.
No doubt. This is their big thing. Now I don't know how they're going to handle this in the sense of, that PUBG and Fortnite, they are pretty much platforms, right?
Yeah.
Like you wouldn't expect to be any talk about, Fortnite 2. When do you play Fortnite 2? Yeah. That's not...
We're technically in Fortnite 5 right now.
Exactly. When you think
like season 5 or something.
You don't hear that. It's almost like Dota. Like you see people playing Dota and technically I guess this should have been Dota 2 or something, but you don't hear like that. You don't hear League of Legends 2, although if you were heard, I bet that some people will flip out. But it's like that type of game where you're not looking for the next thing. You're just enjoying and getting good at what you have right now, and you're getting good at it because you're not wasting your skills, because this game's gonna last a while. Same reason why you wouldn't hear an Overwatch 2 being in the works, anytime soon. So when I see, but Call of Duty, we already know this is an analyzable.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, this is an analyzable IP. Unfortunately, what are they gonna do with the? So is the Blackout? Will the Blackout stay Blackout? Will they separate it from Call of Duty 4? Because there's gonna be another Call of Duty.
Yeah.
And if this goes so well as to make them enough money to where they realize, well, shit, we don't really need to spend money on single player because we don't need it. People don't miss it. We don't have to spend money on this, this actors and all the crap like that.
Well, I mean, one can argue that that's what they did with this one.
Yeah, that's right. Like, yeah, but almost by accident.
Yeah, maybe by accident, maybe by fortune,
Yeah, exactly.
But we'll see. I mean, we'll see. Honestly, we have to see what the final numbers are, and that's of course if we even get the final numbers. But I can see. Yeah, well, it depends because I guess we will probably eventually know as far as units.
They are actually they might. I have to check. I think so. The game is doing really well.
When did it come out?
Was it last?
This month?
It was definitely this month.
So we'll know by the NPD numbers.
Last podcast, I think I told you that I bought it to play it, right? That's what. So yeah, it was last. So last week. So the game's doing ridiculously well. That's another thing. Finding games was super fast. Like on the PC, I can only imagine it's even faster, maybe, on consoles, because let's face it, that's those are the lead platforms for for this title. I already talked about on the PC how well the port is. It's an A. It's a solid A. They work it out. They worked it out. It looks great. Also, it really highlights how much I suck on those type of games on Call of Duty. Like I told you.
Do you really need that to prove that to you?
Oh no, because at least on Battlefield I can defend myself a little bit. I wouldn't be the bottom feeder. On this one, I have bottom feed on pretty much all the games that I play, except for the one where I didn't, because somehow I was getting kills. I was actually like, because the problem with me is that, especially with keyboard and mouse being so finicky, I get into an encounter and I start freaking out immediately. My reaction, my body reaction is to tense up, and when you tense up, you're already moving the mouse, so you already have the reticle somewhere else, and then when you start trying to get you're
already shot at that point.
You're getting wrecked by this like super laid back, weed smoking dudes that are like super good at them, super good at it. Like, dude, that was and this is gonna be in the news. I'll probably go into it a little bit more, but there's a YouTube video of this Battlefield 5 developer. This guy's working on Battlefield 5. He gets banned from playing Call of Duty.
Wow.
Because he got accused of cheating, basically, of using bots. Yeah, using an aimbot or something. And he was like, no, I am just that good. He posted the YouTube video. Watch that YouTube video. It's the most depressing and disconcerting thing to watch, because it makes you realize how old you are. Like, you don't have the Twitch level. At least I don't. Praise those in our group that still have those that Twitch level response. You see, he's like killing, like one-shotting fools and headshotting everybody. Dude, it's crazy. It's a very fun video to watch, but also depressing in the sense that I'm never gonna get to that level. I'm already past. This is like a pro. This is like an old athlete trying to go back to
come out of retirement.
And it's now gonna go
New
very
Jersey's
well for
been
me.
hung up for 10 years.
But
like,
let me take this
down here.
Oh my God, those kids are wrecking, and it gets frustrating because you do get a couple of motherfucker, they're like you are in the moment, and you get upset when you get killed, and then you're like, I'm sorry, I didn't mean that, sorry babe, I know you're sleeping in the other room. It's like it's stuff like that. You can't help yourself, and it gets frustrating. But I guess that's what Call of Duty players like. That super twitchy response. It's a good thing that and this is nothing new. You get killed, press a button, you're immediately on the action again, so you don't even have time to curse. But if starting from level 1, it's just gut wrenching. It is not. It's fun and it's not fun. It's fun in the sense that while you're playing, you're having a good. You're playing, you're having fun, but not leveling up or getting wrecked so much.
That's gotta suck. Yeah.
It sucks. So that was a little bit. That was my Call of Duty for a minute. I haven't played zombies yet. I don't want to be a liability to anyone, even if it's randos. I don't care. I want to at least get decent enough to where I can at least put the reticle in the thing that I'm trying to shoot. But I've also been playing a lot more Forza Horizon, and that's good because that is starting to open special live events that are starting to make the game feel a little bit more alive.
Okay.
Like I have a big problem with this game, and I feel like even with the whole thing with the season change and all that, I feel like they focused a lot on that to the detriment of what made the game feel alive in the first place. Mm-hmm. I don't like at all the fact that all the other players that are just hanging around, they're just ghosts basically. Like you do nothing to them unless you actually like engage them, like ask them to race or something like that. But But other than that, they're just like nothing. It's like, what
Just
really?
spirits within the
Yeah,
world.
the spirits, yeah, exactly. And also, like, the world feels empty in a way that Forza Horizon 3 managed to overcome. You know, even when you're driving through, I don't know, areas, the city or something like that, you always saw people, and not to the extent of other games where you see people walking around and doing the things, or, you know, you still, at the end of the day, they still look like, you know, cardboard cutout. You know what I mean? It's like, but something about the sense of the festival is not hitting here. And I think I played enough to where I should have actually seen that a little bit. Like, at least on Forza Horizon 3, as I was going through to the levels, I get to a point where I could make my festival larger, you know, and I have different areas where I could be making my festivals, you know, larger as I kept going. Over here, it's just the festival that lasts the whole year, but like nothing interesting is happening.
It's a boring ass year.
It's like a boring ass. Yeah. I don't know. I haven't gone to any of the concept races that are cool, like the Halo one, for example. They have something that is James Bond's themed, but so far what I've discovered, and I'm still in the middle of it, but they're just regular races. Like, it doesn't have anything special.
Is it the car? Maybe a car?
No, the
Aston
cars.
Martin?
Yeah, it'll be
vehicle,
like,
yeah.
and this one it will be. I think it was a BMW from like a really old one. I don't recall. But yeah, it's still Forza Horizon. There's not much to say on that. And then Assassin's Creed Odyssey. So Assassin's Creed Odyssey. Let me give you the report. This is the mid-game report, if I can call it that, because I honestly have no idea where in the story I'm at. I know that even without that, I am ready to at least give some verdict on the needing the whole leveling thing.
The grind.
Yeah, exactly. The
alleged grind.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's not alleged. Let's just say that at the beginning, the game hides very well the fact that, oh no, this is purposefully slowed down so you can get it, so you can get the $10 extra thing, and because of that, I have to take away not only the high endorsement that I was giving it at the beginning, because I was having, you know, it felt like the progression was, you know, solid. But just like you mentioned on the review, this guy said, you know, it gets to a point. It's not that it gets to a point where where it blocks you. It just gets to a point where it takes so long. And meanwhile, the game's still throwing you stuff to do. So it's not like there's a lack of stuff to do. The problem is that, I have put 25 hours on this. You're not going to tell me that I'm still fucking level 19 when I should have actually like passed all this already. And it's becoming a little too long for its own good. And it's a shame because you could see, like, at that point it's naked. Mm-hmm. At that point it's like you're seeing the string. You're seeing the string. Yeah. You're seeing the actual purpose slowness just to get you to finally give up, because it has gotten me thinking about not considering like I'd rather not finish it. At that point it'll be like, you know what, it's not worth it. But there has been point where I have wondered, like, man, what if I, like, the game gave me, as you do but as you gain trophies, not trophies because it's on PC, but the equivalent, the achievements, whatever. Yeah. Mm-hmm. If you're connected to Uplay, you gain some currency that you can spend on different things. Also on Uplay, which I also from Ubisoft games is kind of nice, you know. Not necessary, but it's cool that it gives you stuff for the progressing in their games and or playing and whatever. That's fine. So I have a couple of 2-hour boosters, and I have not used them, and I don't intend to use them because it feels like the drug that exactly. The first one's for free.
Exactly.
Just get a taste of how fast you could be leveling.
That's exactly how you give somebody, you want them to buy into it, you give them a little bit. And they will, and you make sure that little bit man, does that little bit taste good?
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
And then suddenly you don't have any more of those boosters. You're kind of interested in the story where it's going now. You're like, it's only really $10.
Yeah.
What are we arguing
Yeah,
about?
exactly.
Yeah,
It's
so,
like I already spent $60. I want to play the fixed version, the actual.
So the booster is really not that expensive.
No, exactly.
And I really do like the game.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
the story's actually good.
That's the problem.
Yeah, you start rationalizing it, and then before you know it,
they got your money.
Yeah, exactly. That's the purpose.
They got your money, and like at the beginning, it hit it well enough to where it's like, yeah, it doesn't feel like I play games where the progression is this level of slow, and it's fine. But now, like I was playing, I was gaining a level an hour, which is still super slow, but I within reasonable still to me.
Mm-hmm.
But now, like hours, like that 2 hours, for example, and I will gain a single level. It's like, come on.
Yeah.
It's
and then when your progression is walled off with difficulty, because now just 1 or 2 levels up is not an easy thing. Yeah.
And they're doing the live thing. Like they had a cool event where you could get a really kick-ass ship by defeating this pirate, right? Oh, but you got to be level 30. And I've been playing for 25 hours and I'm level 19. So, yeah, you can't even, unless you buy the booster. See, that's the thing where...
Booster, yeah. You think about it, you bought the booster at the beginning, you would have doubled what you currently have.
Of course. The sooner you buy it, at this point, it is as blatant, if not more so, than Shadow of War. And Shadow of War took that shit out, I don't think this is going to happen here because I can foresee this doing very well.
Yeah, I was going to say, the game is doing great. Reviews are excellent.
Yeah.
There's a couple outliers going, this is a grind fest, guys. Why is no one talking about the grind fest?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Actually, Jim Sterling on YouTube is funny. He goes, I don't know why no one else is talking about this. You know what I mean? So I'm like, I do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's called The Same Old Reason.
The same old, exactly. The same old why.
The same old
which
why.
we already know.
Yeah.
It's always money.
Yes.
But yeah, that aside from that, so yeah, bottom line is, hey, you guys have a good game to play right now. If you need to be playing a long ass game at this point, I cannot. It's still a good game. Don't get me wrong. And if you're a fan of Assassin's Creed, note that this is very different from the Assassin's Creed that you're used to. But if you're a fan, you already bought into it already. So, but yeah. That's bad taste in my mouth.
Yeah,
take this away. I don't want to talk anymore.
I'm sorry to hear that, sir. I have a lot to go through, so I'm going to try to keep this as streamlined as possible, guys. First and foremost, I'm gonna start off with the most obvious. I obviously had pre-ordered Red Dead Redemption 2, and I was able to play it last night. Yes! I played for. This is very early, guys. It's not a review. I'm not even going to give a tentative nothing. It's way too early in the game to even get there.
I saw the menu screen, and then I turned it off.
And then I was like, hey, it works. Good night. No, I basically started so it's an hour and a half. So I played from until about 1:30 in the morning. And graphically, looks really good. Story-wise, very interesting. I think I was mentioning how, especially early on, if you don't know, basically... this is literally in the trailer, guys. It's the very, very beginning of the game, so it's nothing spoilery. The team or the bandits that you're a part of, Dutch's gang, was involved in a heist, and the heist went wrong. Right? You don't actually see that; you just kind of come right into it at that point. And now they're on the run, and they're in the middle of a snowstorm, and they're basically trying to regroup and get back out there. That's essentially where it comes in. It feels like the movie Hateful Eight. If you haven't watched Hateful Eight, which is a great film. It's a Quentin Tarantino film, Hateful Eight. The voice acting, everything involved so far is definitely top notch, good stuff. I'm loving it. However, I ran into, let's just say, I literally was able to put the finger on what it is that bothers me about. And I don't want to point to Rockstar, so I'm just going to say a lot of open world games, right? Because the question mark that everyone has is, how are you not playing open world games, but you played The Witcher, you played Spiderman, you played this and whatever else I've done. So here's my issue, bro. Okay, so
on your 5 minute 5 minutes of gameplay,
no,
review.
it was well, no, it's not a review. This is just I found the problem, guys. I found the reason why I steer away from these games. Now that does not mean I'm not going to continue to play. Let me just tell you what the issue is. So I started the game, and part of the mission has us to go to this little camp and take some people out, right? And I am walking with Dutch, and we're sneaking into the village. And accidentally I shoot my shotgun, because I'm still trying to figure out the buttons, whatever. So
how do you shoot it? Boom!
No. Oh. I was trying to hold the radio to try to get to say, all right, let me see how
radio menu.
Yeah, yes. So
and you shot your
for whatever reason the shotgun went off. Credit to the game. The game reacted exactly anyone would, and we're like, the Dutch is with me. He's like, what are you doing? And then of course everybody in the what was that? Oh. It's them. And everybody reacts the way they should react. I was like, oh, okay, well, you know what? We're just going to roll with it. And I was like, this is how it is. I run down to the bottom. Dutch gets shot. Don't know how, because I wasn't there to see it. Failed. It gives you the mission failed mission.
Does it give you the wasted?
No. It says fail.
Oh, it says fail?
Failed, yeah. So
you fail.
It takes me all the way back to our camp. This was about maybe 10 minutes of gameplay that I'm now having to redo, right? I redo. I'm like, okay, it is what it is. Technically, that was the beginning of the mission. You know what I mean? Even though it took 10 minutes to get to this point, but whatever.
I was the dumbass that shot.
And of course, I let it go off. It is what it is,
The rule of consequences.
Yeah,
there you go. Yeah.
A lot of middle-aged men can't hold their wad. It happens. You know what I mean? So I do the mission again. Now I obviously sneak down, take everybody out in the town, and a group of people come from the forest. We take them out, and then we kind of rummage through the town to pick up stuff. And this takes a while. Like I told you, take 10 minutes to get there. And I this time I flipped through I fast forwarded the cutscenes. I was like, no, I've seen this already. I don't see it again. Now we're heading back to the camp. And someone pops up, and the guy's like, hey, you got to get him. Go grab him and make sure you bring him in. Bring him in alive, right? So I chase him down because he's talking to me. So I'm like, all right, cool. I'm like, how do I stop this guy? He's on a horse. So I'm like, I shoot the horse, right? And the horse just like dies out, and he falls off. And it's actually very well done. Again, I was like, hey, that worked.
Very well motion captured
and everything. I was like, I hope a real horse did not go through this. I'm just saying. So I get to him and I'm like, okay, what do I do? How do I take him in? Do I grab him? I walk up to him with my gun out, and he's like, please don't shoot me. And I'm like, okay, how do I take it? Do I
try not to, but I don't know how to use my gun.
I put my gun away. No prompt, no nothing. Okay, take my gun back out. Nothing. I get on the horse and pull out the gun. Maybe he will walk. I gotta know. Nothing happens. Like, you know what? It's okay. I'll just redo this, right? I shoot the guy, fail. And I reload all the way back again.
Wait, you shoot the guy on purpose because you were like, I can't figure this out. There's a lot of awkward pause time here.
Yeah, exactly.
This doesn't feel
embarrassing.
Natural.
He's scared. He's, basically peeing him. So let me just put him out of his misery, right? So it literally loads me all the way back to the camp.
Oh, shit.
And I have to do this entire mission again.
Oh, no.
Which at this point ran about 25 minutes.
Oh, no.
Think about how I said it was an hour and a half that I was able to play. That's about 35 minutes wasted that I have to now redo when I go back.
Oh, my God.
That's my problem. And evidently, I spoke with someone who plays GTA 5, Victor from our job. He plays, he loves Rockstar. Rockstar is one of his favorite developers, blah, blah, blah. What? He goes, oh, you got to save. You got to save all the time. I'm like, I have to save all the time? Why? I mean, I get it. This technically is not an RPG, but I'm like, okay, that makes sense.
It does have autosave, but they are
exactly. What is the autosave? Because dude, the first time that happened, I went in and it's like, shit, I must have not put, and I went in, I was like, wait, it says autosave's on. So what the hell did it save? I went to the
title screen.
I went to the load thing. It only has the beginning of the one I've been doing and the one from before.
Wow.
That's it.
And your settings.
And my settings, yeah. So I'm like, okay. So that's my issue with it. When I look at, hell, we'll go with Spider-Man that just came out. Yes, you're in the middle of a mission. You die, you fail a mission. You pick up right where you left off from in that mission, okay? You don't have to redo the whole thing over again.
Yes, you don't have to drive to the place or swing to the place.
Exactly. It's like, we'll just pick it up from here.
I was surprised that on boss fights Spider-Man was very generous with that.
Yeah.
If you miss, if you lost in the boss fight, it'll still put you like at some level.
Yeah.
I mean,
a little bit behind. You're still in the middle of the fight, but you've progressed.
You progressed
you're
a little bit.
You're not starting from the beginning and having to watch the same cutscenes again. You know, and then going back to The Witcher 3. The Witcher 3 was designed to automatically autosave three different slots. Each one of them were timed out, like a time difference. Like if I did over here, he did something new, boom, autosave. And then you go over here, you do something new, autosave on a different slot. And it was always, alternating on the. And then I myself had 2 slots that I would alternate on my own. What the hell? This is we're talking about it's like. This is where I was like, okay, this is the part of the game that I'm going to have an issue with. You know what I mean? I can already see it. And literally, I'm only an hour in. Yeah.
Red Dead, we're already off to a bad start.
We're off to a bad start. Now, I will say, I am not saying this is not me saying this, but I'm just saying
3 out of 10.
My initial foray into this game has not been a happy one. That said, I still want to play. I really can't wait to go back and dig it. When I do the thing when it has the save slots, there's like a bunch of slots.
Yeah.
And I was
there's like 20. I heard it's 20.
And I'm like, why are there 20? Now I know why there's 20 fucking slots. Because I have to fucking save my own save every 10 minutes.
Wow, you thought the game was going to do it for you? You plebe?
Jesus Christ. Games have evolved, Rockstar. They do these things now. I get it. You wasted 900 and whatever gigs and everything else to make the world look the way it looks. But you forgot to fucking work on the sensible save points or checkpoints.
They use the megahertz they had left. They use them on horse balls.
Yes. Oh, yes. Thank God. Thank God. Cold air will shrink the balls of the horse because that's exactly what I want out of my games. But no.
That's all you gotta be watching.
No checkpoints. Now I will. Definitely.
Wow.
There were horses there, but I couldn't tell. It was night, so I was like, and it's how the tail is covering it half the time.
Maybe it was very cold,
and I would feel extremely awkward. Try to dig in there to look and see what it is.
Trying to get it to go.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, how do I make him jump so I could just take a peek?
And what are all the horses male?
I don't know.
There's no jaguars?
It could be, dude. I couldn't tell. The only way I can tell would be the balls. I have no clue what. I don't know why we're talking about horse. I know, right? I'm going to tell you here.
Because
it's a thing, yeah.
It is Red Dead.
It's a thing. That said, like I said, very, very early in. I still interested in it. It still looks really good. Has the visuals blown me away to the point I'm like, wow, I've never seen this before? No, that's not the case. It is very beautiful.
Not yet.
Maybe not yet. Exactly. Again, I'm still literally in the beginning. So that said, looking forward to it. I have played some other games. I did downloaded and played The Heist, which is the DLC for Spider-Man.
For Spider-Man, how's that?
It's actually it's a lot of the same. It's basically you get
nothing
more,
wrong with that. It's
more
Spider-Man.
mission. Yeah, you get more missions. It introduces Felicia, which is Black Cat, and
you're talking about Catwoman.
Catwoman, yes, also known as Catwoman. When you look at it from the DC side, yeah, that's Catwoman.
Okay.
Very, very similar.
Same.
Yeah. Everybody says that, but they're not really the same. Yeah.
One is from Brooklyn, and the other one is from upstate.
I actually like the character, and I like the play that there was going on because if you know, Felicia is, we'll call it an ex of Peter Parker's. You know what I mean? Yeah. And she knows who Peter is. She knows he's which is even great. Like I said, this is none of this finding out whatever. She knows he's Spider-Man. Yeah, she knows he's Spider-Man. She knows who he is. And of course, Mary J is still, in the game. She's in the picture. So it's this nice little play between the three of them. And I'm like, I really dug it.
Uncomfortableness.
And I got to tell you, I was Team Felicia there for a little while. I was like, you know what, Mary J, come on, she's always getting into trouble. You got to go rescue her. No, you don't have to do
you
that.
gotta be Spiderman, you know.
Yeah,
Always pursuing that pussy cat.
Black Cat is, you know,
The
she's
pussycat.
Yes, I heard. I was trying to ignore.
You guys heard me. You guys like a laugh for me, please.
Black Cat obviously can take care of herself, but anyway, it was it's good. It's good for what it is. It is evidently this is episodic, so the 3 episodes that we're getting, the next one in November, the last one in December, they're all actually connected. So it's very episodic. So I'm like, oh, okay, well that's pretty cool, you know. And
are you getting into? Are there any open areas? New open areas?
No new open areas. Everything's being actually. This takes place within. You know how the Manhattan map has like sections, essentially? This takes place within just like the middle portion, like a few sections in the middle. That includes the crimes, like the additional new crime. They're only going to be within that area. If you go down to the very south or to the very north, there's no new crimes. Yeah, there's nothing.
Okay.
So it's just within that space.
How about are there new takes on like are the new baddies different type?
New what? Baddies. Oh yeah. There's a new group. It's like a mafia type group. I do like them because they are so different from the demons, and different from the Sable guys. You know, they're very different from them. So they look like they wear suits. They look like they're mafia guys. You know what I mean? And I'm like, and they sound and talk like it. You know, they sound and talk like it. And it makes. I was like, okay, they did a little something to. You know, they're not, completely different. They did introduce a new character, a new baddie, I guess we can call it, new henchman, which is infuriating, dude. It's like, it's one of the big henchmen carrying a minigun.
Oh, that's annoying. Oh, the ones that they're not easy to fight.
No, they're not, because you can't hit them normally.
Yeah,
you know
exactly.
I mean? This one, you can't even web normally. It's like,
oh, wow.
Well, wait a minute. What am I supposed to do? You know what I mean?
So my web can stop a freaking helicopter from crashing down into the city.
Well, no.
But I can't web this guy with a minigun?
With a minigun, yeah. Can do, and he's not like he's moving fast. Hello, he's a big guy and he has a minigun. Anyway, that's about the only knock against it. I'm like, I didn't like that particular henchman. But it's actually, like I said, if you have it, just do it. It's good stuff. It's more of the I don't say it is more of the same, but the story
in a good way.
In a very good way.
It'll take how long are we talking about?
It was about 2.5 hours. I would say 2.5 to 3. And I did do some crimes that I obviously don't think we can do. You know, I was like, oh, well, let's just do them. There's new crimes. Why not?
Is Spider-Man growing more? What if I max out my Spider-Man?
I didn't see any up and up, which I'm maxed out, which I think is at 50, and there's nothing above that.
Okay.
Every time I hit a new level, it just gives me 1% now. That's it. Yeah. So it's still doing that.
You're prestiging, basically.
Basically,
at that point, yeah.
And the last thing that I played is a little title from. Well, it's actually on my phone. It's called Ghostbusters World, guys.
Oh my god! You saved the best for last.
I saved the best for last, guys.
Tell me about Ghostbusters.
It is, my God, it is the biggest ripoff of Pokemon Go I have ever seen, and yet I freaking dig it because it's all Ghostbusters.
Really?
Yeah. So obviously, if you play Pokemon Go, the similarities are simple. Instead of Pokeballs to throw at the ghosts, you have the trap that you have, and you only have a limited amount of traps. So you have to gain more traps, and that's what you throw out. And
do you have
course,
epic traps? Also?
Probably because you have ways of upgrading your equipment. Of course you got your Proton Blaster, which you have to reload. I'm like, I've never seen them reload in a movie, but whatever.
It's a stream that you don't cross.
Exactly. If it was to stop on its own, then we can cross it at any time.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Oh man. But anyway, it's you capture, you walk around, you capture them, and that's it. There is a single player mode in it. It's like a story mode, which is actually pretty interesting. It has all the characters, and it was nice to see Egon again, even though Harold Ramis, may he rest in peace. But the animated characters, by the way, they're not the actors. But anyway, I'm digging it. It's fun when I'm not playing anything. I just pull it out and capture some ghosts.
So I have a question.
Yeah.
Why?
Because it's Ghostbusters, bro. What the heck? It's all about the big Twinkie.
All right, that's weird.
I know that sounds funny when I say it out loud. I'm just saying. I was like, and I don't think they make Twinkies anymore, so now it's just even more awkward. Right? He can't be talking about the Hostess thing, right? Yeah.
Are you talking about the baked marshmallow?
No, the Twinkie.
I remember the Twinkie.
Oh my God! So there was. Oh, I can't believe I have to tell you that this is.
I don't remember. I remember Ghostbusters, but I don't.
So he goes. He's talking about the levels of ghosts that are like coming into Manhattan. He's like, if this Twinkie was the levels of ghosts, whatever, it'd be a Twinkie 100 and something size and weighing something like that.
But see, that's obscure enough.
That is not obscure.
That is.
The cartoon even had it. If you watch the cartoon now, I fell out my seat laughing when I saw it because I've seen it recently, by the way. So the episode starts and they go, oh man, this is going to happen, whatever. And of course, Winston goes, oh man, another big Twinkie, huh? And I'm like, yes, that's what I'm talking about. So no, that's not obscure, my friend.
Sure.
That is not obscure. Every Ghostbusters fan should know about the Twinkie.
Yes, exactly. Every Ghostbusters fan should know.
So I'm not even going to go there.
I'm a fan of the Ghostbusters. The one with the monkey.
The monkey. Oh hell no!
You know what I'm talking about, the filmation
one,
ones. Yeah,
that's not even.
Even though
there's a reason why they call it the real Ghostbusters, my friend.
Weren't they the real? Wasn't the whole hoopla that?
They're not real.
What was the thing with that?
I have no idea.
Dude, we ought to talk about that at some point. We gotta.
I mean, we can look into it definitely. Yeah.
Somebody Wikipedia that and post it. What exactly is the deal with the Ghostbusters?
With the monkey.
How come they were able to be called Ghostbusters even though it was not the real Ghostbusters? And the real Ghostbusters had to make a thing about the fact that they were the real Ghostbusters. So why not sue Filmation? Yeah, that's all. I don't know. Maybe it's a Sony Spiderman
There's definitely
thing.
Something there. Yeah, there's something there. I'm sure there's a reason.
Yeah,
but let's be real.
Money.
We know who
always
the real
the
is.
reason.
Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah, it's always money. So yeah, those are the things I've been playing, and then finally I have watched some films. I'm just gonna go through them real quick. I made some little notes here. The first one I wanted to mention was Ant-Man and the Wasp, which you had.
Oh yeah,
which I told you to get.
That movie was $3 too expensive.
It was $2.99 when I saw it, and I told you, hey, it's $2.99.
Yeah, when you
could have bought it right there, and then it's available for 30 days.
By the time I decided to do it, it was already $6.
I should have just got it for you. Just give me your phone. Just charge this for you. I
know now for the future.
Yeah. Okay. Ant-Man and the Wasp, guys. So first off, I got to just it may be a spoilerish, but if you've seen Infinity War and you've seen the trailer for this, you can kind of put together when this takes place. So this is essentially running parallel to what's happening in.
Really?
Yes.
That makes it a lot more interesting then.
I wish it would, sir. I wish it would. So the story to me, and I'm not going to spoil it here, and even if I did, I don't think it would matter.
Wow.
It is very nonsensical.
Very nonsensical.
Yeah, it also kind of contradicts the original Ant-Man a little bit. I'm just like, well, wait a minute, I thought that was wrong. It's like using Ghostbusters as a reference again. when he goes, one thing you should never do, you shouldn't cross the streams, right? That's Ant-Man, the first one. And then the end is, I got an idea, guys. We should cross the streams.
Hey, they did.
That's Ant-Man and the Wasp.
It worked for the Ghostbusters.
It didn't work here.
It didn't work
here. I mean, don't get me wrong. It's not a bad movie. Okay, it's just not.
I mean, you're coming off.
It's about as average as you can get.
Which it was expected almost in the sense that not to say Spider-Man. Ant-Man was like a C character or anything like that. Yeah. I don't mean it that way, but you're coming off of a really strong movie, and then the next one is gonna be this kind of like comedic thing. Also, it is
funny, but it does reuse some things from the first one. Did you see the first one?
I saw the first one. Yeah.
So it does reuse some things from the first one, and some of the times it makes it works well. Other times it just feels ridiculously silly. It's not.
The Vasily.
Yeah. So, because and then on top of that, the villains. I mean, again, this definitely works for what you just said. We're coming off of Thanos. The villains here are not interesting at all. It's like it's like I don't even care if anybody. They can all die. I don't care. You know what I mean? The story was very predictable. Like I was able to say, that's probably I think these two. Oh, and I guess they are. You know what I mean? It's just like I hate when I do that, and then it happens. Like fuck, I wish I was wrong. You know what I mean? But
or you wish that the movie itself would have actually undermined you.
Exactly.
Oh sure, that's what you think, but wait,
exactly.
Oh, man.
Some of the stuff, the rules didn't make sense in a lot of, and I guess that's my own head probably nitpicking a little. It's like, wait a minute, this doesn't really make sense. You know what I mean? I will say what is good though. Wasp was amazing.
Really? Okay.
This was like Wasp's movie. It could have been Wasp
her movie,
and the Ant-Man.
And the Ant-Man. Oh, wow. Okay.
Ant-Man felt a little bit like a sidekick here.
Really? Okay.
And she was pretty badass. The way she used her ability, and she's able to fly and talk. She has wings. Just, dude, I don't know. Honestly, I don't know how they made it look so well. It was like, oh man, she shrink real quick, throws somebody, and then come up and make herself big again and smack people around. And then on top of that, she's easily a better fighter than Ant-Man.
Yeah. I think that was even in the first movie.
Correct. Yeah. So she shines here. She really does. But that's really the highlight right there.
I don't know, man. I feel like that some of the superhero powers are kind of unbalanced. Like Ant-Man and the Wasp, they should really be the gods here. Because if you think about it, they could go anywhere. If they go subatomic, what is anybody else gonna do except for Thanos? Let's say what is anybody else gonna do? And then all you gotta do is just go into through a nose canal, an ear hole or something. And then just grow big again, and instant give.
Pretty much.
Teleportation give. It's like it's like we're watching. Sorry, it's like we're watching. When I was watching Jessica Jones, and they had this stupid villain from Jessica Jones, which is I forgot his name, but basically it's a guy which superpower is that he could pretty much manipulate the mind of anything. Of anything. Hear me out. If that's the case, if you can manipulate the mind of anything, of anybody, what is stopping you from manipulating Thor, Hulk, Cappy, Iron Man, Ant-Man, the what? Anybody, bring them all. Fucking Vision. I don't know if it can. Maybe robotic can't, but
maybe. Yeah.
Black Panther, dude. What is stopping? You should literally be the Thanos until Thanos arrives and finds nothing else on the earth except for you, and be disappointed because it's just you.
Yeah, exactly.
And he could probably control him too. Let's say, I don't know, because if he doesn't have I don't know. It's like what I'm trying to say here is that I realize these are based on comics.
Logic,
this was based on comics that were done a long time ago. Of course, there's not a lot of thought put into, hey, Superman is invisible. So let's throw this rock from this planet, and that's the only thing that makes him weak. But anything else, I mean, and now I feel like heroes nowadays should be a little bit more balanced. We're like, no, but you know what? Maybe he's like super tired. He's been fighting crime all night. Maybe he's not at his best. That's how you defeat him. Just get him tired.
You got to make up your own excuses in order for it to suddenly make sense.
Yes, exactly. Because
So I won't go into too much more on that. I literally thought it was as mediocre as it can come. You know what I mean? I was like, again, it does have its good moments. My wife was the one who picked it up. She was actually interested in it, and when we finished it, we both kind of looked at each other like, this was not necessary.
So, in a scale from I don't know. I mean, not a numeric scale. I was gonna say better or worse than Guardians of the Galaxy 2.
I would say better than Guardians.
Oh, okay.
I would say,
There you go.
I still think that, Guardians of the Galaxy, I have zero interest of ever watching again.
Yeah.
The only reason you would need to is because there's a couple characters introduced there that are in Infinity War.
Yes.
And you're going to be like, who the fuck are these people? You know what I mean? So that's really it.
Gotcha.
And from that, you can just look up online.
Yeah.
You don't need to see the movie.
Wow.
But no, for this one, it's still, it's not horrible. It's not horrible, but it's definitely, like, I guess, and somebody was kind of really not hyping it up, but they were like, "Oh, you still haven't seen Ant-Man the Wasp? God, you got to see. You got to Roy from the job."
Oh yeah.
And I don't have the heart to tell him I saw it because I got to tell him, dude, this sucked. What the hell? What you got me? And maybe that's what it was. My expectation, because he was like, "No, it's actually." And then again, it does have its fun moments, but man, there is some serious leaps of. This is all I'm gonna say. Okay, this is in the trailer, so you should see this. They come out of what's his name? Jesus Christ, the older guy who used to be Ant-Man. I can't remember his name. Hank Pym. He comes out and they're talking. Okay, we need to go. He hits a button. The building they were just in shrinks to the size of a luggage. This is in the trailer. He grabs it. He grabs it literally and rolls away with it. You know what I'm saying? This is what now they were just in this building. This building had so many mechanical things because it's like a building of where they have science and they have machines and all this stuff going on in there. All this stuff going on in there. How do they get water in there? How do they get electricity in there? Where is it plugged into?
Oh yeah, yes.
That's what I'm saying. And then and throughout the film, they'll bring it up again and they'll go in and they'll go back working on their quantum whatever. And I'm like, again, did you just suddenly plug into? Are you using somebody else's plumbing?
Wow,
that's what I'm saying. So it kind of left me like, this is really not. I mean, I get it. I get what you're trying to do. But maybe it's just me.
No. That is really that is. So, it sounds nitpicky, but in reality, this is like, what the fuck, man.
It
makes no sense.
When it happens several times, and then you see what's in there. It's one thing if it's like supposed to look like a building, but it's not. It's just our hideout. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
No, there's actual like machines and all the stuff.
There are utilities.
If you saw the first one. The stuff that was in that building that they were trying to get, that's basically the type of building that they're shrinking. I was like, how are you powering this? I don't get it. So anyway, like I said, that's just one of the examples I have, and I'm not going to get into that. The other movie I saw that I was going to bring up is Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them.
Oh, you saw that? I saw that one.
You did see that one?
Yeah, I saw that one at the theater.
Okay. So no, first off, before I even get to that, do you like the Harry Potter movies?
I'm not. I haven't been attracted enough to watch them. I watch a few of them and they'll be like, yeah, sure, whatever. Okay. But nothing has grabbed me that I need to stay watching. Nothing like that.
So this movie was also okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I would actually maybe a smidge.
I have fun with it. Yeah, I have fun with it. But
I would definitely say my favorite character easily is the dude Jacob Kowalski, the chubbier guy. I freaking loved him, dude. Every time he was on screen, every time he would say something, his smile alone would make me laugh. I was just like, this guy, and it's just, I don't know what to say, but he was just really funny. What I didn't like about it was the main character. It was like, I just didn't like this guy. I can barely understand what he was saying half the time. I was like, I know he's speaking English. Why can't I understand him?
Is it like, well, what is it? What was it like? No, it's not Cockney.
No, he's British. He was super. He's just British.
Yeah.
So if you don't know the movie, basically Fantastic Beasts. First of all, this takes place decades before any of the Harry Potter movies, and essentially that's the other thing. The storyline was so another nonsensical thing. Why did you come to America? So this is a guy who apparently was at Hogwarts, which we all know is somewhere in Europe.
Yeah.
And he comes to America, which is pretty interesting. America has their own magic
division
government. Yeah, whatever. It's not government because they're calling her president. So I'm like, I guess she's elected. I mean, I'm not sure how this works. I assume that's where we're in America. So anyway, what he came here for? Do you even remember what he came?
I don't remember a lot of
because it doesn't freaking say. He came to release a beast. He comes with a suitcase. You see this in the trailers. A suitcase full of animals in a suitcase that doesn't lock. You know what I'm like?
Yeah.
And he knows the dangers of these animals. Doesn't think that maybe I should use something else,
Maybe
or
a magical padlock would have worked.
anything like that. You know what I mean? So, and then he comes by boat, right? And the rest of the movie, he's just hopping from one of the like warping. Essentially, he's warping from one of the. It's like, why did you just warp here? I don't understand. What was with the boat? You know. So again, this could be nitpicking.
Man,
you know what I'm saying? But these little things, I end up questioning sometimes.
You could be pissing off a lot of people right now.
I could be.
You're not meant to use logic in this movie.
I guess not.
Check your logic at the door.
The animals themselves, the beasts, the fantastic beasts. Some were kind of actually. There was one that was pretty hilarious. The fucking little thief that was always stealing.
Oh
shit.
yes, that's true.
I love that guy. I love that thing.
That thing.
I don't know if it was a guy or girl, but anyway, some of the weird things that it had. It was actually a lot more darker than any of the Harry Potter movies. You know, it's like, man, this is like some serious elements to it. So I kind of enjoyed that. But then it would go all whimsical. So I'm like, well, what am I supposed to do? You know, it felt really off with that.
Kind of disjointed, you would say?
Yeah, I guess I could say that. But again, the main character, I couldn't understand him. His reason for coming here made no sense. It didn't even feel like he understood the levels of danger that he was carrying. You know what I mean? And his
he's carrying a biological weapon, basically.
Essentially. Oh, and by the way, America, the magic division, they've outlawed all beasts of every kind. So, of course, here comes a guy with a suitcase full of beasts. You know what I mean?
What did he wanted to do with? Oh no, maybe
well, yeah, you had to see. I don't want to spoil what it was, but it's again.
I was like, we don't want this in England. Let's just dump it in America.
Yes, exactly. And it's overall, like I said, I like the fact that it was getting a darker version of the story for Harry Potter.
Although I heard the Harry Potter, the latest one, I haven't seen them all.
I saw them all.
Oh, you've seen them all?
Yeah, I've seen them all.
And it's still fantastic.
The only one that I actually liked the most was the third one.
Oh wow! Okay.
Which was the first time they went with a different director. Like they were using a specific director, a very classical director for the first two Harry Potters. With the third one, I think it was Alfonso Cuarón is who they went with, and he brought a different thing. When I don't know if you noticed in the first two, they were always wearing their uniforms. No matter where they were going, whether we were in class or not, they were in uniform. And it's just like, okay, but are they always in uniform? Yeah. So here, they opened it up when they were not in class. They were in regular clothes. You know, it's just little changes like that. The story did get dark. It was The Prisoner of Azkaban. That was actually the one. Which had Gary Oldman as the Prisoner of Azkaban. And it was a little bit darker, and it felt a little more serious. And then on top of that, Alfonso Cuarón is a great director, a visionary director. And so, anyway, that was like my favorite. So I thought that when I felt the what felt like a seriousness coming to this one, I was like, ooh, is this what we're getting? You know what I mean? And it just didn't feel like it stuck the landing. It felt like it was serious and then stupid. You know, and it's like, oh, okay, you know.
Kind of like every other Marvel movie.
Sure.
It's true.
Can't even argue that. Yeah. Yeah. So that's what I have to say about that one. Fantastic Beasts and where to find them.
You know where to find them.
We don't need to know. There's a sequel coming out literally, I think, in a week.
I want to see it. Yeah, that's true. I do want to see it. I think I remember enjoying it a little bit more. Don't ask me any details about it because it was one of those movies where it's like it was fun, popcorn, and then like what? Who? Like I had to think really hard of the little monkey thief thingy that you were mentioning.
The little thief. Yeah,
he was looking.
It was like a platypus, like a black platypus. It was the weirdest thing that just loved stealing jewels.
It was annoying as hell, but it loved
jewels. Yeah, it was annoying as hell. It was. I mean, not to me, to him, to the character.
No, right.
But I mean, I don't know, bro.
I'll watch the next one. I'm not sure if I'll take a trip to the movie theater for it. Maybe
I will not.
But I'll definitely watch it.
No. Oh, by the way. I don't know if you know, there's going to be 5 total.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, no, then I don't know. I'm not sure if we need to.
Exactly. I mean, what do you expect? This is how Warner Brothers makes money. They got to have...
They're done with Potter?
sequels upon sequels. So, yeah, but they did Potter. And what did they do with the last one? Just so they can stretch it out a little bit more, they made it into 2 parts.
Oh,
You
of
know what I
course,
mean?
yeah.
So that's what we got. And so yeah, fuck that movie. And that, my friend, is all I've been doing.
Little boxes on the hillside, little boxes made of ticky-tacky, little boxes on the hillside, and they all look just the same.
You want to control your life, but life isn't a science experiment.
We are back, guys, and we're going to go right into our trailer of the week.
Oh, yes. We finally have another trailer to talk about.
Yes, last week ain't had shit, so, you know.
Yeah, it was
we're not going to force
interesting.
the trailer. You know what I mean? It's got to be something meaningful.
Yeah, something interesting.
Exactly. Something that has never been seen before. No.
Yeah, well, then we might as well scrap the whole series.
Pretty much, yeah. This week's trailer of the week, guys, is a little film by Sony Pictures called Escape Room.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know any of the actors in this film.
Nope.
Which is a good thing.
Yes.
1, because we could be surprised at performances. 2, you don't know who's going to die. Because if it's a known actor, chances are they're not going to fucking die. So anyway, so we just saw the trailer, sir. What did you think of it?
It got me interested. We watched it together. My wife was here, and my wife mentioned that the trailer just feels like a retread of other, movies of similar nature. Yeah. And I was like, yes, I agree. I think I was thinking more of and confusing it with a movie, but there is a game actually.
Yes.
999.
Oh,
or
not the one I'm thinking of. Them.
So there are multiple games.
Yeah, evidently.
But it is this idea of a group that goes into this type of escape room like situations. They have to find clues and they have to do it quick and they got to keep on the toes because people are dying, or one of them could be like in the case of this game, like one of them could be actually the killer or whatever, or you don't know. Or in the case of 999, you have to play the game multiple times because every time you discover who the killer was, like I guess. I don't remember exactly what it was, but it was like somebody nonsensical will be the killer.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense, but then you start playing again with the knowledge of what happened before, and it's something else. Anyway, this game is highly regarded, and I know the first game is 999. I don't remember what the second. There was a second one that came out also. Yes, 1,000.
I'm just saying.
I know they call it, and they have it
logical. No,
they have it. They have it on Steam. Zero Escape. Thank you. Oh, well, there you go. Zero Escape is called the Nonary Games, and on the case of Steam, they have a trilogy. The 3 games on it.
Okay,
but it's basically the same thing.
Basically, the premise of this game. Or this movie is in this game.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. The first one was called 9 Hours, 9 Persons, 9 Doors.
Nice.
999.
Okay.
So going back to the trailer, yes, it kind of looked like this is a type of movie that it's just to revel in the ways that people die and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It gives you that impression. But I do want to see what's going on here because it looks like there could be a decent reveal, an interesting thing. I don't think it's a movie. Like I don't expect that movie to be a commentary of anything or say anything.
Yes, there's not going to be no subtext here, guys.
No, exactly.
Or doesn't appear to have. Not from the trailer, anyway.
Yeah.
No, I agree with you. It had that this whole escape room thing. Have you ever done like an actual escape room? No, I've been
one.
I want one too. There's actually one near.
We have a few.
Yeah, near us here. That's actually one literally between you and me. Like I pass it on the way here.
Oh, really? I didn't know.
It's right on 436.
Holy crap!
And yeah, it's called, I can't remember his name now, but yeah. Anyway, I want to try it. And then I saw the trailer and I was like, okay, this actually seems very. You know what it reminds me of? It's almost like Saw movies when it got later on with all the intricate devices and the the puzzles that he would, because I can't remember his name, but whoever the Saw guy is, I forgot what his name is. But anyway, he used to leave a lot of puzzles, and you have to figure them out. Otherwise, you'd get hurt or get killed. And it looks very similar, but now you kind of have it as a group in an escape room, and it looks pretty cool. It's pretty cool. Like I said,
yeah,
yeah,
I'll be willing to actually. I've been wanting us to do something, but that's a real escape room. I mean, it's something you want to do with
living, trying to escape, death.
No,
like
exactly. No, I don't want to find myself in a situation just for funsies.
Yeah,
just to see if we can beat it on,
just for a cool Saturday night. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
All right, guys, we're going to go into some news. By the way, I will put that into
some news. We're going to go into some news.
News indeed. I'm going to start right up at the top, guys, and that is with Wonder Woman. Unfortunately, Wonder Woman is getting delayed.
Oh, man.
To the year 2020.
To the year 2020. Yes. That sounds like, oh, wait a minute. Yeah, that's kind of far, isn't it?
Yeah, we're in 2018, my friend. That is 2 years away.
That
summer of 2020.
That was coming out this year?
It was coming out in 2019.
Oh, 2019.
Yeah, it was set to come out in 2019.
Wow.
Yeah, so it was previously scheduled for 2019 release. Wonder Woman sequel called Wonder Woman 1984 has been pushed from its 2019 release. Instead, it will premiere on June 5th, 2020.
So a movie about the past is getting
pushed into the future.
Yes.
Well done, sir. I like that. That's really all I have on that one. Other than the fact that I don't know what DC is doing, because the slate of movies that they have been jumbled around so much. They don't even have Superman anymore.
Damn,
this guy's out because now he's going to be Geralt.
He's going to be a Witcher.
He's going to be a Witcher. What's his name? Left Batman. He's like, fuck this shit. Ben Affleck.
Ben Affleck is no longer Batman.
It's like the actors are even going. Yeah, there's just abandoning ship. You know what I mean? This one's getting pushed. They're like, we need to push it out. We need to build stuff around it.
Yeah. Wow. I think it's time to. I think the DC universe will need to be rebooted.
Yeah.
Again,
most
maybe leave Wonder Woman, because so far it seems to be the one that garners a little bit more interest than the rest of it.
Yeah, I agree.
So yeah, that's like you said, there's not much to say on that one. There's a little bit to say on this one, though. I do like the idea that Microsoft is bringing the Xbox Game Pass to PC.
Nice.
And it was kind of odd because I thought that they already had
there.
it already. Because
what? I thought the same thing, and I was like, I'm not going to bring that up because I'm going to sound like such an idiot.
No.
Thank you, sir, for taking that away from me.
Yeah. Well, let me see. They're saying Microsoft has officially announced that Xbox Game Pass is officially coming to PC. During the company's fiscal year 19 first quarter earning report, Microsoft CEO Satya Nadella, I think is his name, revealed that the subscription service will be expanded to officially include PC. Now, what do they mean by that? Because right now you could play most of the first-party titles. Forza. You can play Forza. You can play Halo 2. Halo Wars. Sorry, Halo Wars. You can't play Halo.
Any of the Halos, right? Yeah.
For some. For some reason. So
flagship title, my friend.
Yeah.
They need consoles for that.
Yeah. So subscriber can play Game Pass titles on PC, but right now only those that are published by Microsoft. In other words, like I mentioned, Forza Horizon 4, Sea of Thieves, and more. But not the 90 plus other games from third-party publishers. With the strong growth in the gaming segment I have seen this quarter, it's no wonder Microsoft sees subscription services as the future. It's not clear yet whether they're making Game Pass official. Well, they're making Game Pass on PC official means more titles, or just a branding or marketing push. So I guess that's not super clear just yet. you have to wonder, like, okay, does this mean? I assume this means third parties are going to be on board with this, right? That Microsoft is going to start paying what? All this game? It's kind of confusing, man.
I mean, obviously, when you open it up to a new platform, in this case PC, that comes with a lot of possibilities that may occur. I mean, one, if you're going to be able to download it, the games are now out there. You know what I mean? You put it on a PC, people are now fucking literally taking the shit.
Well,
you know what I mean? And just running with it and maybe even modding it and all this stuff that they probably don't even want to happen.
Yeah.
If that's even, I don't know if that's even possible. The point is, when you put it into that platform, the possibilities for nefarious actions, kind of increase. So,
right.
You have that. Secondly, it's a new platform, and whatever deal that Microsoft may have had with any of those third parties is only for their platform. So, I would assume it's only unless they already made that deal and it was, they had already inked it and never actually went into effect until now. But I sincerely doubt that.
Well, I sincerely doubt that this will be like the latest titles or anything like that.
No.
It's kind of like
still, there's still going to be some sort of revenue they have to kick over to these third parties. Yeah.
Right. So I will imagine that there's going to be those games that have been released like more than a couple of years ago, probably just like the services right now for the Xbox console, but including some PC games and some PC exclusives. That could be possible. Which I say, if the price is right for a subscription like that, sure, why not? I don't personally see myself. I don't binge. I don't binge game. Contrary to what it might seem that I'm playing a lot of things, but I really don't. I will buy them. Obviously, because I don't have the choice of renting them on PC. It's not existent. But I will buy them if I like them. I will play them to finish. If I don't, I will drop them. I'll just jump into the next thing, and I will have it. And maybe I'll go back and continue it. But I don't force myself to finish games that I'm not enjoying, for example, or constantly or be playing that many games that I need a subscription Netflix subscription service or anything.
No, this is obviously not for everyone. Obviously,
no. But that said, at the right pricing, sure, I will consider something like that.
And you'd go back to some old games.
Yeah. And a lot of things that people have to remember is that there's people in the group that are still concerned about the position of that Microsoft is putting the console, and with good reason, because they're saying, you are taking, you are chipping away at the only chances that the Xbox One have to gain some footage on this console generation. And I'm thinking here, globally, it's, as a business will do, they already must realize that this generation is lost. There's no moves that they could do, save of giving the fucking thing away for free, that is gonna suddenly make them jump. They're getting the studios but that's all prepping for the next round, the following consoles, not this one. You won't see. I don't expect to see fruits of all those studios that have gotten on this console generation, because it doesn't look, and they know that this move looks more like Nintendo did with the Wii. They knew that they cannot compete with the console, with the other console. So what did they do? They did something original and different and went the other way, and they capture market share, that way. This move could have the potential of being, a successful, and I don't like this saying the term, Netflix-like, because, but kind of describe it. You kind of have to say, like when you say Castlevania, Castlevania, you know what I'm talking about. So a subscription service like Netflix-like subscription service, for games at the right price is super alluring, and Microsoft is still gonna be making money, which at the end of it all, that is what this is all about. It's not about the shiny box. Is about bringing money. So if the shiny box is not bringing money, then they're gonna bring money some other way. They're not, they're not fucking themselves or not giving a fuck about their console, business. They already realize that they're not gonna make their money back on that. So they're looking at revenues, a different way.
I think actually he's going to go probably one step further on that, is to say, even in the next generation, they're probably not going to suddenly say, here are the games, and they're coming to your Xbox 2 or whatever it is, and they're just going to be there. Only place you can play it. No, I think this will continue. I think this is Microsoft's move to say the console wars are essentially over.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah, okay, PlayStation won this particular console generation. This next console generation is not going to matter who wins. There's not going to be a winner. There's not going to be a loser. Games are just going to be everywhere.
Yeah, right.
And that's all that matters. And that should be all that matters. If you want to buy the console, the Xbox 2 or whatever it is, and play the game there, sure. You want to play it on PC? Here you go. You want to play it on, I don't know, streaming? Here you go.
Yeah,
you know
which is another thing that
exactly.
With the whole experimentation with streaming, we might not need the box.
Correct.
The powerful
in the end,
box.
The box doesn't even, it may not matter anyway.
Yeah.
I think this is just them saying, and I am concerned that Sony may not even see this coming. This may severely hinder that, because they're so. I mean, it's a good thing they moved into the whole, hey, we're going to allow crossplay and all this. It's like, you don't allow this, you're going to be standing by yourself, in the next console, in the next generation, or whatever, because this is where it's going. There's just, and the point of it is to break free of the box. You want to play it in the box? Sure. You're going to have a box to buy if you want to go that route, or you're going to have a stream box, or you can just do it on your PC, or you can do it whatever. God knows. In 20 years, we may get Microsoft games on a PlayStation box.
Right.
And vice versa.
Right.
I mean, chances are Microsoft will be the first one to do it. But at some point, Sony's going to say, if we have no choice, we have to, because the whole point is to break free of the boxes. And eventually that's what's going to happen.
By the way, for those that suddenly made a collective, right, as they heard you mention that, kind of have to be reminded of the Nintendo and Sega wars. When the last thing that you expected in the world was to see Sonic on a Nintendo console.
Yes.
And what did end up happening?
It's on every console now.
Exactly.
Yeah,
and he's in Smash Brothers also. So.
Exactly. On top of that.
Shut up.
Exactly. My next piece, sir, is a concerning piece for anyone who has a poor name on PlayStation Network, guys. The preview program for PlayStation 4 name changes updates comes with a long list of warnings, guys. Here they are.
In no particular order.
So when you first, obviously this is something that's going out to the testing, because there's some people who sign up for the firmware testing and all that, which God bless those guys and girls. It's like, so you're okay with that shit just bricking your system if at some point, if it doesn't work out. I could not. I have no patience for that normally. I'm not going to have patience for that on purpose. The message starts by warning players. Not all games and applications for PlayStation 4, PlayStation 3, PlayStation Vita, and other systems support the online name change. The warning continues by listing the possible consequences of changing your ID. You may lose access to content, including paid-for content that you have acquired for your games, including content like add-ons and virtual currency. You may lose your progress within games, including game save data, leaderboard data, and progress towards trophies. Parts of games and applications may not function properly both online and offline. Your previous online IDs may remain visible to you and other players. And for the record, I don't see it here because I'm laughing at it, but essentially, this may not be reversed, guys. Yeah. Like, you may actually lose this, and that's
the
gone,
risk,
guys. Yeah, that's what's the possibility.
When Sony said that, took their time and said this is not easy. I know you guys are clamoring for years now, but this is not easy. They weren't joking.
No.
Evidently
not.
Evidently, it breaks a lot of things, which, mind you, kind of in the old. And if you don't mind about those, I doubt anybody's gonna like. At least in our group, I don't think it's gonna suddenly like just turn on their Vita and it's not gonna work.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, okay, well, the Vita wasn't
care
really
about their
anyway.
save progress on a game or stuff like that.
I mean, maybe, but
Right.
Either way, but you would want especially if we're trophy hunters. We have a couple of trophy hunters in the group.
Yeah.
To suddenly go, if you're level 28 in your trophies and then you just drop down a level 11,
13.
you're gonna be like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
You know what I mean, dude? That's enough to. And then worse yet, it's unretrievable.
No.
It's just gone, and yeah, it's gone, guys.
And
I'm
even
sorry.
gain them back. At that point, you might as well stick with star Kulo 69 star
Yeah, exactly.
bracket.
Just stick with the bad name.
Just yeah.
It really is not that important.
No.
I think, to me personally, you should have made a bad name. That's all I can say. You should have just thought this shit through.
And if you did, that's fine. Own it. That's your identity. If you're Kulo 69, man, be the best Kulo 69
There
you can be.
Dung beetle, it's okay.
There you go. Exactly.
Dung beetles are all right.
Go
They
own
have
it.
a purpose in life, I think.
I'm not gay, but $5 is $5.
That's just fun.
It's that take.
Jesus.
It's own that shit.
Yeah.
So this one I alluded at the beginning of the show when I was talking about that Call of Duty player, that Battlefield 5 developer who's apparently really, really good at Call of Duty. So his name is Florian Lebihan or Lebihan, I think.
Let me see. Lebihan. Yeah.
Lebihan.
Yeah.
Okay. The Battlefield 5 developer who found himself banned from Call of Duty Black Ops multiplayer. The story went. First of all, there was a recent update. The recent update says that after the Lebihan story went viral, the designer later revealed that Treyarch has lifted his Call of Duty Black Ops 4 ban.
Oh.
And he tweeted, I'll try to keep it cool for a bit now. Promise.
I'll try not to spank everybody.
I try exactly. I try not to wreck and destroy. So he still doesn't know the reason behind the ban.
Somebody reported him. That's probably what it is. Oh, this guy's obviously cheating.
Well, see, the thing is, for a ban, there's not just reporting. There has to be like an investigation. Now, how deep or how the investigation was, who knows?
Yeah.
He wrote that his best guess. He mentioned that his best guess was that it was more based on stats and patterns, like hit ratios, kills per minute, headshot sequences, and drastic performance trend over time. Combine multiple suspicious factors and a few alarms ring until the ban. So in other words, I'm sorry, guys. It's just, I was so good.
Yeah.
I am so good.
It's
that the system flags me.
It's so amazing when your skill is at a level that you can actually say that and you're not even being a jerk about it. You're just like, I'm sorry, guys. I'm just that good.
Dude, I'm posting the video because again, it's ridiculous the way that he plays. It's so good. And he actually, when it happened, when he discovered he was banned, he tweeted, so I got banned from Black Ops 4, LOL. Could you please not? and then please attach this great video of me killing some other players in Black Ops 4. Accept this as a token of my appreciation towards your game. And in parentheses, please unban. So they went in, they verified it. The video is called Treyarch Please, Treyarch PLS. So hey, first of all, hilarious that one of the best Black Ops player evidently is actually working in this, working developing Battlefield 5. Which I didn't tag that. I was so surprised that I didn't forget to mention that. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're gonna go there.
Just leapfrog off of this. Yeah.
Surprisingly, there is a bit of news about that game that Mad Dog is gonna go into detail.
We're gonna call this news "Garbage Truck on Fire." That's what this is called. Battlefield 5's Battle Royale mode will not be launching until spring of 2019. So not only is the game coming out at a time that no one's gonna really pick it up, let's be real. You're either gonna be playing Call of Duty or you're gonna be playing Red Dead. Those are your two.
Hey,
you know what I mean?
Hey, at least he has multiplayer. I mean, at least it has single player. All right.
It does have single player, but nobody wants it. Let's be real.
I want it.
Even the guy is playing freaking Call of Duty.
Even the
developers are like, let's just play a good game.
He's getting really good at it.
Evidently, he's going to do so. I don't know, sir. I see bad things happening. That's why I call it a garbage truck on fire, because my God, this thing it's going to crash and burn, dude. I have zero hope for this franchise. And for DICE, I think DICE may actually be on the dicing block. You know what I mean? I really think. I mean, let's be real.
Good job.
Thank you.
Good job.
Thank you.
But I hope not, because I do recognize them. They're a good developing. They're a good studio. They're just being run by a really bad bad company. Get it?
Yes. Well done,
right
sir.
here.
We got a million of them, guys.
No pun intended. I'm saying, like, Battlefield. Of those type of games, Battlefield was my favorite series. And then I wasn't like super thrilled when they started going into the old era. But I mean, not hating. Honestly, I was ambivalent. I was like, yeah, okay, fine. I'll be willing. And that game was good. I enjoyed the single player, and I understand that multiplayer, is really good. It's not my jam though, because after me enjoying so much Battlefield 4, going back to like all weapons where you have to like reload every shot sometimes, or unrealistic, you have semi-automatics on an era where they had yet been invented.
They were never invented, yeah.
Stuff like that. It was kind of like, oh man, which I think is the reason why for World War II, for this one, they just decided to like, fuck realism. Let's just go with whatever, you know.
Let's just go with like Wolfenstein.
Which I applaud. I love the idea. And if this game would have been released on a vacuum, it's good, awesome, or at least I will hope it would be. Battlefield. You play Battlefield 1, that campaign was interesting enough.
Yeah,
it was interesting enough, and I
wanted more of it though.
You actually, huh?
I wanted more of it.
You wanted what?
I wanted more of the campaign.
Oh, yeah, wanted more. Exactly. Yeah. The multiplayer was fun. You play more multiplayer than I did, actually.
I played a little bit of the multiplayer. I can't say I played. I mean, on the top of my head, maybe 6-7 hours total in multiplayer.
Yeah.
Which is about the length of the campaign. You know what I mean? So it was basically that amount of time. The only reason I played even a good amount of it because we were grouping up. We were basically everywhere. A bunch of friends squatting up and enjoying ourselves, and that was the most fun. But when you all go out there on your own, it's like, I'm not, and I don't have people who were getting into it as much and at the same times that I was, and that's just the normal issues with, I guess, multiplayer games.
Yeah.
But I mean, that was, I think, their last good one, and I think.
Well, that's the last. That is the last one. It's to say they had a decent record, a track record with, at least on the Battlefield. Well, I don't even know if I should say that, because Battlefield 4 was garbage truck on fire at the beginning, and somehow they were able to manage, but that was after a long time. Yeah. So they managed to get that game to the level that it should have been released, and it was good. I was enjoying it quite a bit, and then the whole Battlefront thing happened.
Yeah, that's a whole different thing. Yeah. This is, like I said, this is their. I mean, I guess nothing will rapidly happen to DICE. Maybe they do still have Battlefront. Battlefront 2 evidently is still, I guess, moving units. Is it not doing it? I mean,
it's
still
so,
moving something,
but
it's not just dead.
But it's super underperformed.
So yeah, I mean, that's what I'm saying. I just.
But that was more.
And this one here, like I said, being released after all these other games. It's coming out, what, in the next couple of weeks,
Well,
right?
you know what? It serves them right for what they did to Titanfall last 2016. Serves them right.
You're
I'm
right.
still salty about what the travesty that happened to Titanfall 2.
Yeah.
That one was a fantastic single player and multiplayer. Oh my god, it gets my blood boiling. But you know what actually doesn't get my blood boiling? This is actually good news to hear because I enjoyed this series.
Oh.
Or this game actually quite a bit. Alan Wake finally available again on Steam and soon returning to Xbox Store.
Nice.
So Alan Wake was a third-person exclusive game from Microsoft that had some very cinematic moments. It was a good game. It had a really cool story and some awesome music. Well, the licensed music and the score also, but the licensed music itself, it was great because before every other game started doing this was one of the first games where every episode you finish felt like an episode of a movie. You know, where it roll credits, he has the music, the credits music, and it goes. And then when you pick up the next one, it'll do the previously on Alan Wake, and it'll give you a recap of what happened. Dude, I love that. I love when games do that. It makes, to me, I realize this doesn't. Not a lot of people care about this kind of stuff, but to me, having those cinematic moments are amazing. By the way, Assassin's Creed did a thing where I was playing for probably like 3 or 4 hours before it actually gave me Assassin's Creed. The title screen. I'm
intro.
like, well, holy shit.
We haven't even started
After
yet.
all this, I think I've saved it like 2 nights even. I've been playing for 2 nights.
Wow.
And then the third night I gave it. Oh, by the way, Assassin's Creed.
In case you forgot,
It's like,
this is what you're playing.
anyway, that's after you leave the tutorial island, let's call it. But the tutorial island is long. Anyway, so Alan Wake. So yes. So after being pulled from Steam and the Xbox Marketplace, this, by the way, is courtesy of IGN News. For music licensing issues, Alan Wake is once again available on Steam, Humble, and GOG, and soon be back on the Xbox Marketplace. Developer Remedy tweeted the good news, saying that the game publisher Microsoft was able to renegotiate the rights to the licensed music in Alan Wake, allowing the title to be sold on Steam once more. Remedy also let fans know that they will be coming back to Xbox very soon. To some were concerned that the music in question will be either removed from the game, or I was concerned they were going to change it also.
Change it, yeah.
Yeah, the developer...
Would probably be worse.
Yeah. The developer confirmed, however, that Alan Wake music is still intact. There were some great titles. I'm telling you, some really good music. I know that at least 2, if not more, I actually have them on my phone. Because they were they were so good. I don't know if they were designed that they were written for the game. At least I think one song in particular was very tied to the game just because the and this is a little bit of spoilery for this game. A little bit of the mystery you'll discover. It's in the lyrics of one of the songs, and the song is playing like in the background, like a broken record, and it just so happens that it's playing the lyrics that gives you the clue.
Oh, okay. On
purpose, yeah. So the game did cool things like that, but I am so glad to hear that it is. Luckily I own that game already on Steam. And even if the rights were taken, I could still download it.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
you just couldn't buy them.
Yeah.
But every now and then you will see it on special, and sometimes even real cheap, like $5. That game is to still get for that price because that is a really cool.
That's a blind buy right there.
Yeah. Okay. I almost wish they will remaster, not so much remaster, but even release it on other consoles, which I know it wouldn't happen because it's a Remedy game, but. I almost wish
Remedy's
to,
currently,
because
I don't think they were ever tied because Remedy's making a multi-platform game right now.
True. So, but I almost wish that this one could be. Who knows? I mean,
Yes, well, maybe.
if it ever comes to PlayStation, you gotta play it.
Oh yeah,
Because I
definitely.
really enjoyed it.
Sir, my last piece of news:
There's not a lot, man.
Intellivision.
Hey, Tally, what?
Intellivision, the home video game console that first launched back in 1979.
Oh, you're talking about the Pong machine.
Yes, it is planning a comeback in a new family-friendly format.
Super Pong 3D VR.
The modernized platform called Amico will include the original iconic omnidirectional disc, as well as a full-color touchscreen on each controller.
Omnidirectional disc. So it still had that crappy controller?
And it will have a touchscreen on that crappy controller.
Oh, my. And a touchscreen.
And a touchscreen. The expected release date for this is October 10th of 2020.
Oh, jeez.
Why are they talking about this now?
Hey,
that's a question mark right there. Oh, man. Intellivision's...
So get the hype going.
I guess. Intellivision's leadership team, led by Chief Executive Officer and video game musician Tommy Tallarico. I'm sure some of you remember him.
I remember Tommy Tallarico from series on G4.
On G4.
Yep.
That's right. Is making some bold claims about its device, which is still on the drawing board. Chief among them is the console's price point, set to be between $149 and $179.
Oh, that's not bad.
Additionally, every single game published for the platform will be exclusive and cost between $2.99 and $7.99, they said. It will launch with several built-in titles and over 20 more games in its online store. And it has a list of the games here. In television games, you have old stuff like Snafu, Frog Bog. I don't know if you remember these games.
No.
You have some Atari titles, of course. Pong, Asteroid, Centipede, Tempest. Imagic titles, Atlantis, Microsurgeon.
I remember
Demon
Atlantis.
Attack.
Demon Attack?
Demon
I
Attack.
remember Demon Attack, yeah.
And then additional titles like Toe Jam and Earl, Spelunker, 10-Yard Fight, R-Type.
Wow.
R-Type. R-Type. Yeah. So these are the titles that is planning for launch. And here's a little sketch of what it looks like. I guess I'll post this up.
Right. That's not going to be the end look. That looks expensive to make and horrible to look at.
So, it doesn't look very appealing. No. And if you remember what the original Amigo looks like, it's like this. Is this supposed to be
that looks like high concept?
Yeah,
that looks like super high concept of someone that just imagined it, rather than a real design, of what the actual console might end up looking like.
Exactly.
Yeah. Brings me a memory of the Phantom. Console.
Oh wow, the Phantom!
You remember the Phantom?
I remember we were talking about the old classic consoles, and I didn't know it until that episode that we had. That I was like, "Holy, what the hell is this?"
Wait, but we're Phantom because I'm talking about the idea back in the early 2000s, I think it was, where someone was creating this. Eventually, pretty much a PC, pretty much a console that could play PC games, like it could play Quake, it could play Unreal, it could play those games, but the controller, they designed a controller that basically was a lab board, and the lab board was this
2002 by Tim Roberts.
There you go. The lab board, which ended up being the only thing that actually got done and released, was this keyboard that you will put on your lap, except that the keyboard will be. Imagine it's kind of like a V, kind of like the letter V. If you put the letter V on your lap, and the keyboard will be on the side that is raised for your hand, and then on the lower end, you will put your mouse. So you will kind of play. I don't know what this position is, but I don't know how to better describe
it. Let's just say, from far, it looks like you're playing with yourself, sir.
There you go, and that will be the mouse. I'm playing with my mouse, and I'm tickling my keyboard.
There you go.
That's what it looked like. People that tried it said the lab board itself was a hit, but what was a cool device. But because the idea was you could play PC games on the couch and stuff like that. But the Phantom console itself was literally a Phantom because it never came out. It was never released. It was pretty much vaporware.
This I see going the same way. First off, like I said, it's 2 years away. It is literally in a sketch. Is all it is a sketch is all they have, and I'm not sure about the ideas they have. So
not sure either. Well, some quick fire interesting things that I found on the net, because again, it has been not everybody's busy with Red Dead.
Exactly.
And notice that
That's
we didn't
all
mention
we're doing.
We didn't mention anything Red Dead related other than that we'll be playing, because of course you guys already know. You guys don't want to know. You don't want to know the news, the particulars of Red Dead. I heard it had cheat codes actually now. Cool.
Yes, it does.
That's really cool. Even though it doesn't let you save, it's not a realistic way of playing.
Not really.
unless you leave your console on the entire time. Resident Evil 4 is headed to Nintendo Switch, and I heard also Resident Evil 0.
Oh, okay.
So Resident Evil.
Some more ports for the Switch. Okay.
And I keep seeing that it was a good game, but come on, guys. One of the greatest game of all time, they call it, is headed to Nintendo Switch for Nintendo Switch next year. First of all, I recognize the game was amazing when it came out, but so were a lot of other games. This is not.
It's a little hyperbole.
It was a little bit hyperbolic. Presumably this means this might be the GameCube remake version, which also gained launches of PlayStation 4 and Xbox One in 2015. That's literally the sentence.
Wow.
This coming from Eurogamer. This is probably the Europe English. I don't know. French English. I don't understand. Another game coming for the Switch. Vampire, whichever way you want to pronounce the PYR at the end. What do you
Vampire.
say? You say vampire?
Yeah, it's clearly what they mean. It's a vampire in the game, so
it could be a vampire. I heard the term vampire.
I've heard it too, and I think it was it was in a Japanese anime. I remember hearing.
I remember the vampire.
Yeah.
So yeah, not much to say on that. I don't think that game was super well received. It did some interesting things.
7.5 averaging,
But from Don't Not, the makers of Life is Strange, you were expecting a game where you had to make some like grueling decisions, and evidently you do. In the game, you do have to make some like grueling decisions. It's just the rest of the gameplay wasn't like right there. But it's not bad. It's not a bad game. Also, another interesting thing, and this one's being released on PC, on PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and Switch. Trine 4. Do you remember Trine?
I remember Trine, yeah.
Yeah. So that game always had a beautiful landscape. Like the graphics on it, were really gorgeous and
good physics too.
Good physics, yes. A lot of the gameplay depended on the physics actually. And it was co-op, or you could play single player also, but it was co-op. It looked very entertaining.
It was. Yeah. I remember playing it, and I had I think it was like a port, and it had. I want to say it was more than one title. It may have been like the first three, maybe, or
it could be.
It was like and I played a good portion of it, but after a while, I was just kind of just overstayed its welcome. But it's a good game. It's a GG.
Yeah, a GG from Frozen Byte was the company. So I'm not even gonna try to pronounce his last name because it is very like it have those 2 dots on the top of the A.
Something
Scandinavian. Lauri Haivarinen? I can't even.
Sure.
I apologize.
Sounds right.
I apologize, CEO. He's the CEO of Frostbite. He says, Trine 4 is going to be the best in the series. We have rekindled our love for the franchise, heard and seen the fan feedback, and our hearts are set on exceeding those expectations. Trine is back. Though no other information was provided. Unfortunately, it is stated or it has been announced that the game is targeting a 2019 release. But that's all that we have for now on that. And yeah, I think that's all I have.
Awesome. So stand by, guys. We'll be right back with our hot topic of the week. my favorite.
You just like pumpkin spice anything.
And you know what? On top of that, yes, I am. You know, inside of me beats the heart of a white girl who wants some pumpkin spice latte. Oh man!
But I don't know. It's just again nothing against the holiday or anything like that. But Halloween is kind of like, if I'm not doing the dressing up, it's boring.
Yeah, well, I mean, no, it's not boring. I like, you know what I'm saying, they introduce a lot of, they don't introduce, but they bring out a lot of old classic horror movies and stuff like that that's available.
I do like me some, I do like that.
Yeah, and I love rewatching. Those are the ones that just classic that you could just rewatch a million times. And I liked, like I said, it's the moment you realize fall is here. You know what I mean? It's actually here, and that the things are getting a little bit cooler.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of people, some people who don't even celebrate Halloween, they still put out fall decorations. Fall decorations and Halloween aren't always the same. You know what I mean? You can put out fall decorations like we have at work. You know, there's all fall decorations all over the place. Love it. Yeah. It's my favorite. It's easily my favorite.
Well, I don't know if it's my favorite will still be Christmas, because Christmas is
over.
That music again. No, sir.
Oh no. To be fair, I like Christmas music. I mean,
I like Christmas music. I like the whole. It's just funny because it's like we have the month where it's we're not literally celebrating that, but it's kind of like monsters and ghouls and evil and craziness. And then we have the next one, which is like, we should be thankful because of the things we have. And we ate turkey. And right after the turkey, we don't even eat turkey now. It's Black Friday.
Yeah.
That's what it is. Yeah. November is fucking Black Friday. And then December is
Thanksgiving. To me,
let's see how many days I don't have to go to work.
I enjoy Thanksgiving for the most part. There are times that it feels kind of like a chore.
Yeah.
Because I'm involved with a lot of the cooking and prep and stuff like that. And it's just like, you gotta, okay, who's going to have the turkey?
Yeah.
What oven am I going to use? Because you end up, because, I live near family. So they're going to, all right, so I'm going to make my thing here. I'm going to bring the penne over there so you can put it in your oven. I'll have some baked mac and cheese, whatever. Okay, and then from there, we'll bring everything to this person's house. It becomes this elaborate thing. And in the end, you're literally eating for 20 minutes. All right, now we got to clean all this shit up. You know what I mean? Yeah,
exactly. I was gonna say you have to think about the cleaning, basically.
Yeah, and it's like I just don't know anymore. Guys, welcome back to our hot topic of the week.
Hot topic of the
week, which is sort of related to what we just said.
The games of fall. No, that's not it.
Scary games.
Scary games. Hey, you forgot?
Do you like scary games?
Oh.
Scary games, guys.
Would you like to live your life delicious?
Oh, God. Would you like to live your life deliciously? Oh, man. Guys, you got to watch The Witch. You got to watch
The
Witch.
The Witch. Two V's.
The Witch, indeed.
That's the way you look. That's how you have to look it up, right?
No, you can look up The Witch. It comes up as The Witch.
I don't know.
It's just the title.
The title, it looks like it says The Witch.
It's Old English. What the hell did they know back then?
Oh, that's a Roman number?
Yeah, sure.
A Roman letter?
That's 10. Yeah.
The Witch 5. That 10. There you go.
Oh man, guys, scary games. So we just want to highlight some good scary games that we enjoy. The one that
I don't know, man.
What? Nothing?
Scary games scare me. I have only played a handful of them, and I have enjoyed them to the end. But that's the thing. I either go for them, or I'm too chicken shit not to. Like, I never play PT. I couldn't. I sat down,
hard, dude.
I sat down and I saw the menu on the PlayStation.
Do you still have it saved?
I still have my copy of PT.
Oh my God, we're doing this, bro.
Oh shit,
we are so.
You're there.
You know what? And we're filming this shit. Oh yeah.
Okay, we can't promise what we can't deliver.
It's gonna happen.
Oh shit.
It's not gonna happen between now and whatever, but it's gonna happen. Yeah. Especially since you have it, you have no other way of doing it. Yeah, so that's great.
I have it.
No, PT I did play and I did complete with help. Because the game is a bit cryptic, and when we play it, I assure you I will have help in hand, to help you out. But the game is so freaking dude, you just no relaxing in this game.
Okay, but so I gotta ask. So what is it? Without going into too much spoiler territory or anything like that, but is it Is it jump scares? Is it the environment? How is it the use of music and sound and stuff like that makes it creepy? Because I like creepy. I don't like jump scares because I found that cheap.
It is. How do I say this? It is a combination of all the best things that make scary games scary.
Okay.
It includes music. It includes timely sound effects. It includes eerie sounds and eerie visuals.
Right.
You're basically, essentially, the game is you're being haunted. You literally walk into this room, this hallway. And if you've seen PT, you know what it is. You walk this hallway, and you basically have to make it to the end of the hallway. You make it to the end of the hallway, you open up the door, you're at the beginning of the hallway again. It is this constant loop. And you could do a million ways of doing it, and it just, new things seem to happen. Even when you don't think something new has happened, something new has happened. You know what I mean? And man, credit to Hideo Kojima and his freaking mad mind that he has. You know what I mean? There are going to be an occasional jump scare, but it's an earned one. It's one where at this point you almost welcome it because now you can relax because you realize you're so fucking tense the whole time. So, dude, it's such a well done, just a freaking trailer. I mean, that's all it is a trailer. You know what I mean?
Yeah, or it was.
Or it was. Yeah.
So when it comes to jump scares, jump scares that I enjoy. I'm walking and it's too creepy and I'm super tense, and then suddenly like you hear a sound like something fell off on the side or some shit like something, and it made me jump. And okay, that one I don't mind. I do mind the ones where I'm just walking and I'm tense and doing my business, and out of nowhere they just put the most disturbing, like nightmare-inducing, horrible thing in front of like right in your face with a yell suddenly that makes you want to throw your headset, but for no reason. It was just to scare you, not because you felt like something was, creeping behind or anything like that, or following you.
This is when you reach that point in this game. Obviously, you're almost like it's gonna happen, and it's great because you're like, oh man, something's gonna happen here. It's gonna be there. I'm gonna open this door. It's just gonna be right there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's not. But the music is almost done in a certain way. Like, yeah, you're gonna have something there. You're gonna psych. You're not gonna have it yet. You know what I mean? And it sets it up really, really well. So PT is probably hands down.
So that's the best.
I mean, and the beauty of it is so quick. It's not. Sometimes the problem with a lot of horror games is they overstay their welcome. You know what I mean? Like it or not, you can credit Resident Evil a million, give them as much credit as you want, but they're they get long in the tooth after it. I played the Resident Evil 7. By the time I finished Resident Evil, I was like, God, this needs to end. This just needs to end.
Yeah.
The
you're tired of being at that level of tense.
No, actually, the scares wear off. That's the problem. The beauty of PT was it was short enough to leave you frantic, and then it ends. And you realize the credits are rolling. You're still frantic. Why am I not relaxed? You know what I mean? I guess, is there something else? Because it leaves you at the high point, you know what I mean, of your fear, as opposed to Resident Evil. Again, I had to use an example, but is it perfect? Resident Evil 7 is a perfect example. By the time I was the end, I was just killing stuff to get towards the end. So the fear had already left me. I wasn't no longer fearful of what was going on. But dude, the beginning of that game was top notch. You know what I mean? It borrowed elements from what's that? Outlast. Where you have to you can't do anything to them, but you have to run and hide a little bit. You know what I mean? Yeah, you get weapons later on, but at some point they almost feel useless. You know what I mean? And it's purposely done that way. So Resident Evil 7 was a good example. Like I said, sometimes these things there's a reason why horror films are not long films. I don't know if you've noticed that. They generally average an hour and a half. Yeah. It's because that's your time frame. You wait too long, you're going to lose your audience. You know what I mean? At this point. And most of them, on top of that, don't even know how to end. That's the worst part of the...
Now that you mentioned it, I was going to say, with the example of a game that it was, it was scary to play, which was Dead Space 2. But it gets to a point where you already kind of like because it's a game and because it have this elements that keep repeating over and over. You kind of already expect by just looking at the layout of the room.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, they're gonna jump on me here. Oh yeah, there is a vent here. So this is the vent that they're gonna come out of. Oh, it wasn't. Oh, interesting. Oh, wait a minute. It's because it's this other one. And oh, yeah, there they come. So it at the end, it also start like it wasn't feeling as I wasn't feeling as frantic. Feeling them,
Plus, on top of that, you're slowly collecting lots of weapons.
And also,
you know what I mean? So at that point, by the thing is, again, you're exactly. Even though
which is fine. I don't mind that. I don't want to be.
It makes sense to eventually be that. Now the first Dead Space.
Yeah.
That was I never felt badass. I was like in tears the whole way through. I was like, dude, the if anybody's played Dead Space. Jesus Christ, guys, you got to play Dead Space. The very first
they
Dead
have
Space.
to remake that or reboot it. Just do something, EA. Stupid EA.
I swear to God, if they were to do it, I would buy it. I would actually buy a physical copy and never let it go. Because it is. I've played the first one through, from the beginning to the end several times.
Really?
Even on the last time, dude, it's a frantic pace. It's like, oh my God, this it's so well designed. You mentioned the vents in Dead Space 2. In Dead Space 1, you have the whole vents thing. Oh, something's going to come out of this vent. Take a look around. If you literally look around, there's like 10 vents.
Everything's
and everywhere.
Vent.
So you're like, it could be any one of these. You know what I mean? And you walk through this hall like 5 times. Nothing ever happens. And then the 6th time, for whatever reason, now there's something. Yeah. And again, you don't know where it's coming from because there's like 10 vents all over the place.
Yeah.
The first one is absolutely top-notch scary stuff. So much so that I've said this before. Dead Space 2, I literally cringed when I saw the Ishimura. I was like,
the Ishimura again. It's like, no, I don't want to go back. No.
And the whole time I'm going, they're gonna make me go back. They're gonna make me go back into that ship. And then I play the game several times. You go back into the ship, and you're almost recognizing these hallways. Yeah. You're like, oh my God, the memories start coming back. The first one was so well done that it literally like affected you in the second one. That's how well done the first one was. Yeah. So definitely, there's a game that I don't think you played, and it's your perfect horror game. I mean, it's like the quintessential horror game. And I think I've told everybody at some point, it's like on sale on PSN, maybe for $6-7. Until Dawn.
Oh yeah, Until Dawn
is a great game. Why have you not played this?
I don't know.
There's just not like zero excuse.
But honestly, it's just been other games that have gotten into it, on the way. Because I do like the idea, of what it is. I didn't see it much as a horror as being as a game that I'll be scared of playing.
No, this is your typical
jump
more
scare
like stuff and your silly whatever, but it's still well done.
Like
it's a very, very well done movie. I mean, it plays like a movie, but I'm just shocked you haven't. I've told people. I think the first one who told me about it was Adam, who's a big fan of horror, friend of ours, and I was like, he told me about it. I was like, oh shit, I need to play this. He goes, yeah, it's just good stuff. Dude, it really is. It really is. I can't try to think of the makers now. I can't even think.
Look it up. I was going to say it's honestly it's nothing against it. It's the same reason why I haven't played Detroit either. Because just all the games have gone in the middle.
Supermassive games, yeah.
Supermassive game. There you go. Not that Detroit is a scary game. Although I'll tell you one thing. One type of horror that I would say I do enjoy is and maybe the reason why I like. And I find Dead Space 1 and 2, 3, but 1 and 2 to be so special in that genre is it's the type of horror that is in like unusual place. How can I describe it? Okay, so it is playing a game like Diablo, let's say. Not that Diablo is scary, but the theme is it's evil and it's Satan, not Satan. They call him Diablo, but whatever. What you know what he's representing, and you're finding you're finding this horrible thing, and they're like decapitated, tortured, destroyed, mangled bodies around, and stuff like that. It's that's expected.
Yeah.
That is.
Yeah.
You see it looks too horrific. And it's expected. You expect to be scared. Now, a sci-fi setting. That even though horror has been done in the sci-fi setting, hello, Alien says hi, but it's still, I feel like it's and even Horizon, Horizon,
that is definitely sci-fi. Yeah,
it's still, to me, it's still like, okay, well, this is horror on an unusual place. I was gonna say. And Jason in space.
Jason, yes.
No, I'm kidding. I'm joking. That's not.
Jason X. I think
oh my God, stupid. Stupid. Oh my God, Hollywood, damn you. What a stupid idea. I think Sharknado makes more sense than the Jason X. Anyway, another game that is like that is like, it's horror, but it's not your typical horror. And I described that already many, many times, so I'm not gonna talk too into it. Condemned, though.
Condemned, yes.
And Condemned, you're in places where the scary thing is, what if you were the person going through the areas that this person is visiting and being attacked by this seemingly human, it's just human or humanoid characters. There might be either possessed or they might be, or you don't know that, because for all intended purposes, you're just fighting hobos all the time. That's what it is. But it is so scary, and it's almost like a psychological thing. Maybe these people are not as twisted and fucked up as you see them. Maybe that's just your mind. Maybe, again, you're just battling regular hobos that you're invading the space and they're attacking you. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And I feel like Condemned had a lot of that. It was a lot of smart, in your head kind of horror. Like, this person was almost going insane in a level, in a way,
Yeah.
So, and I understand that games like Outlast and maybe even Soma to that extent have those elements where it's unusual. Mm-hmm. It is crazy. It's crazy scary, but to the point where the character could end up crazy themselves. They're so scared. So that's the type of horror that I enjoy more than this game is about. It's about an evil, and that evil is demonic, and it's gonna get you, and it's gonna throw like horrible things at you, and like that is, again, expected horror.
Yeah, and like I said, the biggest issue with those type of horrors is sticking the landing, the ending, figuring out how it makes sense, and making it something that you will be okay with seeing the end. It's just like accepting this is where everything came from. You either figured it out, you didn't, whatever the case may be. Silent Hill. Did you ever play any of the Silent Hill?
No.
Okay. Silent Hill.
Shocking, because again, not one of those games I had anything against. It was just when those games were famous, nobody around my circle of friends was talking about them. So I never.
Really? Oh, wow. Yeah. Silent Hill 1 and 2. From there, it's a mixed bag. But 1 and 2, after 2. 1 and 2 were great. And one of the, again, this is a testament to the level of fear the game gives you. And that is when the world becomes the demon world or the dark world, the siren that goes off, and you realize the time that you have left in this. And the funny thing is, the game is already pretty creepy in the regular world because you're in Silent Hill. Silent Hill is a world stuck between realms, and it's something's wrong with it. It's already creepy and crazy. You suddenly desire that creepy crazy over the what's coming when you hear that siren go off, right? I saw the film, and I would argue with anybody to say, because a lot of people go, video game movies, none of them are good, whatever. I still think that Silent Hill movie is a good movie. I think it's better than the Resident Evil movie series.
I believe it.
They are the siren that was like, I watched the movie and it starts off very similar to, I think, Silent Hill 2. Only in Silent Hill 2 you have the male protagonist and here's the female. It's almost the same people, but you're playing the wife instead. Rather, the game you play the husband, the movie is the wife. Something like that. Anyway, the thing goes off. She gets to the town of Silent Hill. The siren goes off, and the hairs just stood up because I knew, holy shit.
What was the siren? When you say siren, you mean like a literal
yeah. No, not like a. I'll play it for you so you can kind of hear what it is. But it's not like a, what do you call it?
It's not like a war.
It's like a war siren.
It's like a war siren.
Yeah. Something like that.
You know, but
it goes. Actually, no. It was something similar to go. Ooh, ooh.
Okay.
It's like,
yeah.
It's
like
just
red alert type of.
Yeah. Thing. It happens, and like I said,
what does it mean? What does it change on?
It's based the world. The world that you're in is now entering the dark world. The little floor and everything peels away. Like it's so creepy because you're in a room. Let's say you're in this room right here. We enter the dark world. Everything peels away, and now we're in this steel room where the walls are rusted and blood is everywhere, and we're still in the same room. Everything just peels away, and you're locked in this thing, and it happens at random points in the game, and it's so well done in the sense that you, like I said, when it happens, because you're dealing with some crazy ass confrontations in that particular world. When you suddenly make it out of it, and sometimes what happens, the character gets knocked out, and then when he wakes up, he's back in the regular. It's like, okay, so we're all right. But now you're investigating more. You're trying to get to.
But they could die. They could die in the
game. Hell yeah.
They could die on the dark world.
Oh yeah, absolutely. You can die at any point. You can die in the regular one. That's what I'm saying. When that siren goes off, as much as that regular world, bothers you, it's creepy. You stop desiring that regular world. You're like, I'd rather take that than what's coming. You know what I mean?
Shit.
And so Silent Hill is another one, dude.
Wow.
And it's hard to recommend now because it's from PlayStation 1 is the first one. Graphically, it's
a remake
does not hold up.
Will be the only thing that would make
that would make sense. Yeah, absolutely.
And I don't recall ever hearing about that an effort to bring probably now even less now.
With Konami, it's
Konami.
Never gonna happen. Unfortunately, it's a shame, but you can see the movie if you haven't already seen it. But yeah, I can recommend that one.
Really?
And there are, even in the movie, dude, there are just moments you go, oof, this is just rough. This is I mean, not gruesome, but it's just this quick moment. You're like, oh, there's this thing that chases you, and it's like this creature. I think you've seen it. Almost like it has a pyramid type head with a huge sword.
Yes,
that's the type of thing. You know what I mean? It's just like, oh,
that's not creepy though. That just looks weird.
It's not creepy, but it's fearsome because you can't take him out. So when it's like Nemesis. You know what I mean? But it's even worse. It's like it follows, because it's like it doesn't chase you. It's just slowly coming. You can't run past it. Yeah. You're stuck in a hallway and you're just staring at him coming at you. And what do? You have a stick. What are you gonna do with him? You know what I mean? So it's well done. I think that's another. If I'm not mistaken, that's another. Is that a Hideo Kojima? Or I know it's Konami, but I don't know if Hideo Kojima was involved with that one. Maybe that was Shinji Mikami. I don't know. Anyway, point is definitely another one that you guys, if you like scary games, I'll tell you another scary game that it may not be a scary game, I guess, but it'll definitely fit into horror, and that is the original BioShock.
BioShock
had some serious.
BioShock has some moments where it was creepy. Yeah. Doesn't
like
have
the
to
doctor.
Yes.
Yeah, that whole sequence was oof.
The whole thing with the doctor that wanted to basically make living Picassos out of people. Yeah. That was creepy. Yeah, that was creepy. And to be honest, it did have elements of horror. They were very well designed. I think that's another game that did the mannequin on the mannequin on my back.
Actually, you know what?
That fucking thing was when you go super... down to.
It was funny because the whole thing had mannequins at the bottom, and they looked like they were painted over or something like that, with the plaster. Because you were at what's his name? Fort Frolic.
Frolic, I think it was.
What was the guy's name? I forgot the guy's name. But anyway, you guys know what I'm talking about. And you're down there, and you just go down to them because you're picking up, because you search everything. That's how freaking Bioshock is. You're always searching everything. You go down there, you whatever, and then suddenly, you turn around, there's a mannequin. You back up, you turn around, there's another one. And before you know it, they're gone. And then now the entire Fort Frolic has mannequins all over the place running around trying to take you out.
I know. At least by the time that they were running around, it freaked me less than...
Yeah. From that point. Oh, yeah.
And...
That point was just god-awfully scary. I was like... I think I might have yelped a little bit.
I think I did too, honestly. What did you think of? Because we mentioned the movie Alien. Alien. And do you know that there was a movie that was kind of in the vein of Amnesia? Also
Amnesia, yeah.
And the one that you just mentioned, what's the other one? Not Amnesia, but the other one that you just mentioned not too long ago.
Silent Hills.
The other one.
Resident Evil.
Also in well, anyway, it'll come back to me. But the thing is, Alien. There was a game called Aliens
was
by
Resurrection or something like that, or
I want to say, I think it.
Yeah. It was called. Here, I can look it up here. I know what you're talking about.
Alien Isolation.
Alien
Isolation by Creative Assembly.
Yes,
and
that's the one.
Like nobody expected that game for Creative Assembly, because Creative Assembly was used to making, they make Halo Wars 2 was the last one. So strategy games, and nobody expected them to be able to do a
true sci-fi horror,
sci-fi horror, done it so well to the point where it kept the magic of the original movie. With the 80s technology,
with the 80s sci-fi,
everything. There's and an alien that was really scary. It was like bringing back those scares, except that now you were in the. I keep wanting to call it the Ishimura. In the Nostromos this time.
Yeah.
The thing is,
which is weird. It's a little bit doesn't it? Yeah, it contradicts the movies.
I think it does, but I don't mind. At least it wasn't Aliens, Colonial Marines. This one, though, unfortunately, the reason why I stopped playing was because at some point...
Oh, you played it? Okay.
I played it. Yes. Yeah, I played it enough. I think I didn't mention it. I played it enough to where I was surprised with the way that everything was lit out. I'm like, fuck, this is actually the movie set. Everything is where it should be.
It was definitely created from love.
It was definitely a labor of love on it. The only thing I didn't like was the fact that I will kill a humanoid character that was armed. For some reason, I could not grab the weapon. Like, it would not give you any reason on the game, anything. No, it was just there. You could not pick it up. I'm like, I could use this.
Yeah,
there's a fucking alien behind me. So even if I did nothing to it, just the fact of grabbing it, it would not let me. Also, the game was showing a little bit of its of the strings where the alien will be like super, super far in the corner. You saw him in another completely different room. And then you'll make a little bit of noise in the room you were, and suddenly you were being attacked by it, like almost like teleportation.
Yeah, that's
which at that point it's cheating. You're not really, the alien is not really going through the areas to try to get to you or running towards you or anything like. It's just
popping up. Yeah,
it out of nowhere, out of thin air, and that was the only shame because everything else was like.
My son Nick, he actually beat the game. He played it.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Oh.
And I asked him because I was like, one of the complaints that I did hear of it, which is the reason why I didn't do it, but it's again, when you have horror, there is a time limit. Uh-huh. You can't pass a certain point, and that is that the game was averaging between 18 to 20 hours to finish. And I'm like, that's
too
freaking long.
That's
for any kind of horror game. Yeah. So, and he even said the same things. Like, at that point he was just dying to get to the end, and it wasn't scary anymore because the magic was done already. You can only fool somebody so many times before it's not scary or amusing or interesting anymore.
Yeah.
And so I think that one fell within that category. Are there any other scary games that you can think of?
that I can think of. Well, let me see. That I have played. And this was interesting because this one you're technically a badass, but for some reason I think this was early enough where it still was scary enough. Fear. You remember the game Fear?
I know the game. I never played it.
So in the game Fear, it's a first-person shooter. A first-person shooter, where you play
with no gun.
With your own gun. You have this. You're not Wim trying to escape a curse or anything like that. No, you are a soldier, and you're investigating this area. Anyway, the thing is, this was back when I guess movies like The Ring were becoming popular. So
the girl with the hair,
creepy girl with the hair, So Fear has its own version of creepy girl with the hair.
I think I've seen definitely some gameplay on.
Well, the lore, when you find out what's really happened to this girl, it's kind of disturbing actually, because it goes into areas where you're like, whoa, really? Like. It was weird, when they were trying to do experiments on her.
Yeah, I was gonna say it was creepy in the wrong way.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And but the haunting, the fact of that again, my thing that scares me is demon children. The fact that I had this little girl
random thing
facing me, dude, it's one of the reasons why I find the little sisters scarier than the big daddies in BioShock. Even they're not meant to be, but they're creepy, especially singing like the way they're singing. That alone,
Mr. Bubbles.
Mr. Bubbles. That game was scary enough. I beat. I think I remember beating it, but it was one of those games where, say for example, I had to go to a level, and there is one of those ladders, and I have to turn my body to face the ladder so I can start climbing down, and then the little girl will be like right there on my face. And I'm like, fuck! Like I almost fell. I would have fell from that ladder if it wasn't for the fact that the game didn't allow you to fall. You just kept going lower and lower and lower. But I can tell you about a couple of games that I would have loved to play that I probably would have scared the bejesus out of me, and I didn't get a chance to.
Because
it was too early, maybe, or I didn't know about them until late.
Okay. Well, much later on. Okay.
Later on. One of them will be System Shock.
System Shock, yes. Makers of BioShock. So yeah.
The System Shock is one of those games where it's
the first one.
The first one.
Oh, first one.
Well, the first one. I think that was a System Shock 2.
System Shock 2, yeah.
There was a System Shock. Okay, so the thing is, it has this cool reveal, which I guess now in retrospect, BioShock almost imitates also, which is, hey, the person that you were thinking that was helping you all along is actually the baddie. Damn, now that I think about it.
And I'm not mistaken, it's also the reveal from iRobot, the movie, right?
Shit, you're right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Vicky.
Yes.
Yeah. Similar, yeah.
That's right.
It's been done, yeah.
It's been done. But yeah, that's a game where just hearing about it and seeing that they're remaking it, and the remake doesn't look good at all. It's like, oh man, I wish someone would take this a little bit more serious.
I mean, you think it's just for money purposes, or
no? I mean, I think it's just a limitation of the guys that are trying to make it.
Gotcha.
I don't think they have the capability. I mean, who knows? I'm ready to be surprised. I would love to.
There's a game that I think would fall under horror again, similar to BioShock, but maybe not scary. Although it probably has some scary moments in that. And I don't know. I know you played because I played a lot of it. That was Bloodborne.
Bloodborne, yeah.
That was also pretty horrific. There's a lot of horrific moments. Maybe not scary, but definitely horrific.
Yes.
You know what I mean? I haven't made it very far in it, but I just know the way the characters move and the way that, it's very eerie. You know what I mean? And I'm only up to the last time I was playing. I think it's the second boss, which is the guy at the graveyard. And this freaking guy, I mean, at first he was just I found him to be, now he's just fucking annoying,
Now it's like
I
whatever.
can't fucking take this guy, but yeah, I was wondering if anybody thought of that as a scary or at least a horror game. 'Cause I know it's challenging as well. It falls into the Dark Souls type game. But.
I can see it because, like you said, it does have some imagery that is like, whoa. I don't know if I find it like horror, it'll have to make me very uncomfortable to be considered horror. And by that I mean like have me running around the hall at midnight. Because
slapping all the lights as you go.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Another one. This was a Rockstar game.
Rockstar game.
Yes.
Bully.
No.
Oh.
That game could be horrific, but for entirely different reasons. Actually, that game I heard it was really good. But no, Manhunt.
Oh yes.
Manhunt was
wasn't that like banned in some states?
that was banned
countries?
in some countries, yeah.
Probably Australia. They'll fucking ban everything.
Well, yeah, I think maybe not anymore, but back in the day, yeah. Well, actually, I think now also. Anyway, that was a game that it was just, again, the horror was the quote unquote reality of it. The fact that
this can happen.
Exactly. That is a lot more possible than just like a
Silent
curse
Hill, yeah.
sent out or the Dark World or stuff like that. It was just that matter of creepiness. Also, shout out to the no one goes to Ravenholm level. That was the name of the level, or I think something like that. Or we don't go to Ravenholm.
This is in that game,
man? No.
Oh.
This is in Half-Life 2.
Oh, okay.
Half-Life 2. It's not a horror game or anything like that, but it does have one particular area where the entire area is so cool because it kind of allude to that horror. And the name of the area is called We Don't Go to Ravenholm. And it's this town called Ravenholm where you start seeing this, it's basically the same zombie dudes that are pursuing you. It's just that the way they do it here, and with people that have prepared traps for them that you can actually spring on the monsters. And because Half-Life 2 was one of the first games where it was heavily using physics and all that.
Yeah.
It was so cool. The technology was so cool. So cool. Right now, it wouldn't stand out, right?
Yeah, I mean, this is early on, yeah.
But yeah, 2004, I think it was.
So that would have been
my very first Steam game ever, by the way.
Oh,
actually, Steam came out.
Wait, that was the game was Half-Life, yeah.
Half-Life 2 was the game that brought Steam, and Steam was a steaming pile of shit. That's the meme.
Garbage truck on fire.
Garbage truck back in the day, So that was a game that was scary. Funny, I just mentioned on the previous segment, 999. That one actually was when we're talking about the topic of the trailer of the week. That was a game that. It was actually a visual novel, to be honest with you. It is a visual novel. It is. It definitely is.
Fair enough.
So you have to like those, first of all. But the situation what they're placed in, I know that in itself should be scary. Yeah. But the situation where they were playing it, and they all have like explosions inside of them that they have to do these things in this particular order or something like that. Or if not, or they try to escape to the wrong door, they will explode. And it'll be very graphic on the way. It's like, whoa, that's kind of like freaky. And I understand the series gets better and better with its closing. I wouldn't mind revisiting it sometime, maybe when I'm in that mood.
When you're in the mood to
read
to freak yourself out
a lot.
Yes,
read a lot because there was a lot to read, and that was a DS game, believe it or not. So I was reading on a fucking DS screen.
Jesus. Are there any upcoming scary games that you would be interested in? I can tell you, mine at the top easily without even wasting time. Resident Evil 2 remake, bro.
Oh God, yes.
Resident Evil 2 remake.
Yeah.
Have you seen some of the stuff?
No.
Yeah.
I see it.
Looks
I seen it. It does
pretty
look
legit,
good.
bro.
It does look good.
Legit horror right there, my friend. There is another game again from the Supermassive Games. We saw the trailer at E3, Man of Medan.
I don't remember that.
It's oh gosh, it looks like it was literally plays like very similar to Until Dawn. That same look to it. I have to show you the trailer again, but yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to that. These guys, dude, if they can outdo freaking David Cage and Quantum Dream with these horror type things, 'cause, dude, Until Dawn, you really need to try this game.
Yeah.
You can actually play, literally, you can sit here and play that with Joy. She could just make the decisions or let her do. There is just no reason why you shouldn't be playing this game.
Are they time? I understand that there's some decisions.
There
you
are
have
some
to make.
time stuff, you know what I mean, and you
by that time you go with your gut feeling.
No, I mean we saw the gameplay happen at, I think it was E3 or at least PSX, where the crowd was yelling, "Go on the go to the left," you know what I mean? And he would make it became such a. I think they realized the hit that they had right then and there, because people were into what was happening, and into playing along with it. It can literally be a group game.
A social game.
A social game. Yeah. And Man of Medan, which I might be saying it, Man of Medan.
Oh, wait a minute. I've seen that title. I don't remember what it was, but it's
essentially the same thing. I think it starts off, they're on a boat or something like that, and they're like, oh, we got to search for this treasure, and everything's ends up being cursed because everything's always fucking cursed. But anyway, that's another one that I'm looking forward to. And what do you think about this one? Because this is, it's been pushed out now to later on in 2019, but Days Gone. Do you think that's going to... Yeah. Oh, that game. Yeah.
That game.
Yeah.
That
do you think
train
that's gonna
wreck on fire. That dump truck.
Yeah. Man, there's a lot of on fire things this week, guys. I saw. I mean, we've seen gameplay before of it, and I just haven't seen enough to make it feel like any type of regular zombie game. But do you think? I mean, people who have played it have mentioned it's good. Do you think it'll live up to that? Give a little bit of scare to this?
I think we can. Well, I don't know if zombies are at that level where we should be considering them scary, or horror.
I would be when they're running at you at full speed.
Well, true, but I played that so many times already that I'm not sure if it's gonna create that crazy.
Left 4 Dead and all that.
Yeah, with Left 4 Dead and there's several. It's hard to be. Like Call of Duty has a freaking zombie mode, bro. So it's hard to be scared about that. Just like watching maybe a zombie movie. It's gonna be more like an action type of thing. You're not gonna be scared of like you're not scared when you're watching The Walking Dead. You're probably bored by now, but The Walking Dead itself is not about the zombie. Yeah, it's not about the zombies. It's
not anymore.
Not anymore. So
you think zombies have been a little played out at this point?
They're extremely played out. I mean, it's easy.
Yeah,
it's easy. It's
a simple premise.
It's a simple premise, exactly. It's the dead, hey, the dead living.
Yeah.
It's the living dead. Yeah,
living, and that changes the dead, the living to the dead.
You don't have to explain a lot, or the explanation could be something simple. So, like if you're gonna do something like that, then explain it in a way that is interesting, like Last of Us. In Last of Us,
Fires, yeah,
exactly. Explaining that gives it suddenly oh shit, this could happen, rather than an evil curse will woke up the dead, and now the dead are walking around because
Sidebar: have you ever seen Night of the Living Dead?
I think I have.
That's the one where they eat brains. Like the creatures are like, we need brains. It's just, and the way it happens, if I'm not mistaken, something like a missile or something blows up in the sky, and it becomes this acid rain, and the rain falls on a nearby cemetery, and boom, there you go. That's
what woke them.
Yep.
Why? How?
And for whatever reason, they want brains. That's just
exactly.
They don't need anything else. They just go right for the brain. How do they know?
They want brains because I don't know. They taste better than Any other organ?
I guess so. Yeah.
Oh, they're in the pursuit of knowledge. That's what it is.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, that makes even more sense.
Well, they don't want to study. They want the quick way
They
out
want-
because
yeah,
they're
yeah.
dying.
That's
So, just eat the brains and
And that's it. Yeah.
there you go.
Gain the knowledge
Explain.
of everything. Yeah.
For that, I'll rather watch Zombieland or Shaun of the Dead.
Oh God, Shaun of the Dead.
Shaun of the Dead was
That was a
great.
good one too, yeah.
That was great. That game reminds me of so much of Dead Rising, the original Dead Rising.
The movie reminds you of
mo-
that. Yeah.
yeah. The movie Dead Rising was the movie. The game, the original Dead Rising, to me was great. That was the one that was originally. It was made in Japan. It was the Japanese version, the Japanese vision of American consumerism at its finest. Like, dude,
Pretty
that
on the
game
nose, too.
has some on the nose, but still very well delivered message. You basically, when you thought about it, it was like, oh yeah, I know this has been told 1,000 times, but yeah, I'll take 1,001 on this one because I really enjoy the premise and all that, And then they became a hit, but then of course, just like everything else, they decided to make the wacky sequel, and now this guy, it's about this guy.
Basically,
This
repeat, and before you know it, it's not fun anymore.
But it's not fun. Exactly.
All right. Well, was there anything else you wanted to add to
I was
the scary
wondering.
game
I
market?
know. Well, just to say, I know we're leaving on the table a lot of other
a shitload
even
of scary.
scarier games.
I'm pretty sure you mentioned, but I was like, I'm not going to go into it because I only played a little bit of it. So
Well, and there's some games that I just haven't played. If you guys have any suggestions of games that are scary like that, and it doesn't have to be like, they don't have to hold on to the latest graphics or anything like that. I just would like to know about them. There's a game. I'm forgetting the name of this game. I believe I have it on my Steam library. Oh God, nobody's gonna read. Nobody's gonna go through this.
Steam library, Jesus Christ,
It is
Cthulhu.
Oh yeah, no, that's actually a 8-bit RPG. Believe it or not, you play as Cthulhu,
Okay.
and it's actually quite hilarious. No, but there was a game that the graphics were too very basic.
It was a side-scrolling.
It was a
game?
side-scrolling
I think I know
game.
you're talking about. Yeah.
I
actually have the game. If I go to my Steam list, it'll probably be a lot easier to find.
yeah.
Considering.
It won't be on this freaking. See, I even have Outline. I
Ooh,
didn't
Limbo. Limbo was
remember
actually
that.
pretty scary.
Limbo was
Yeah.
scary. Yeah,
Yeah.
Limbo. See, you can go through the list here and probably find like.
The problem is I'm focusing on the ones you have installed and skipping over all the games. So.
Yeah, I was gonna say Metal Gear Solid 5. That was scary.
Really?
No,
I don't think so, sir.
But Plant vs Zombies.
Not even a little bit. Nope, sorry.
Dude, that was a great game. I shit you not. I'm not even kidding. That game is great. No,
I know which one you're talking about, but it's not coming to mind. So.
Oh man, it's gonna be a shame if I don't if I can mention it. So maybe I should pause this and find it. Anyway,
you have too many games, dude.
You can just fucking wrap us up because.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for tuning in while he's figuring out what the hell he's talking about here.
Look, there's Alan Wake.
Please go to goodgame.tech again and please join the conversation there. And as always, if you like this podcast, please like, subscribe, and share with everyone. This is Arnaldo, a.k.a. Mad Dog, signing off for this week. Mr. David Santos, as you search desperately through your list.
I have games here that I don't remember.
Ooh, Ghostbusters.
Ever getting.
That's scary.
I got Ghostbusters. Yeah, I got that Ghostbusters game. Shit.
You're not gonna find it.
Hotline Miami was scary, wasn't
Not
it?
even a little bit.
No,
Nope.
not even a little bit. How about Inside?
Inside was kind of creepy.
Inside was kind of
very creepy.
like Limbo. Yeah, it was kind of. I don't know, man. I got nothing. I'm sure I'll find it. In the meantime, like I said, I would like to know, guys, if you can think. Oh, fucking Pony Island. Now that game is scary. That game is so scary. I spent 61 minutes on it, and I was like, nope.
Fuck this shit, I'm out.
Fuck this shit out.
What about Prey? Was Prey scary at all?
Prey for the bad
Cheap scares?
It was
Okay.
it was bad. Yeah,
Okay.
it was
Gotcha.
not no bueno. No bueno. Anyway, guys, if you can think of any other scary games, post them below. This is the moment to start talking about them. And I don't know, man.
All right. Well, we'll see you guys next week.
Lone Survivor. It was fucking Lone Survivor. That's the name.
Lone Survivor. Guys.
Lone Survivor. That's the game that I was talking about. Okay, now you're gonna get this and you're gonna edit it somewhere.
I'll put it somewhere.
You put it somewhere. There you go. Maybe at the beginning.
Yeah. GG. Good night.